Alright, gamers. Well, I assume most of you are familiar, but Strawberry Jam is a huge map pack that was created by the Celeste mapping community, um, and it came out almost exactly a year ago, 1 year and 1 day ago. And the Celeste tassing scene has put in a ton of work to task all like 111 levels or something, and this 3-hour task that you're about to watch is the final product of that. And we are now joined by Talia. Hello.
Hello. Just on time. I'll count down. Everyone ready?
I
Five,
am.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright,
And we're off.
we're off. So we're going to start with Prologue at beginner. We only have to do it once, and, it's the start of the run, so... Prologue, it's got some pretty fancy Ultra Chains going on. Not a ton going on otherwise. I'll go ahead and start talking about lobby routing. Lobby routing is, like, a huge part of this run. It almost had its entirely, like, separate community dedicated to it. Like, a lot of people just worked on lobby and nothing else. And the basic basic route structure for this lobby is just going to be kind of starting from the top left and going around clockwise. So we're going to be starting with Lippy Lagoon.
I still haven't fully processed the ending of the prologue.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's fast. So Lippy Lagoon, they're kind of just, if you squint and tilt your head, they're kind of just moon blocks, if you think about it, that you can like dash into and boost off of in a set direction. So there's going to be a lot of jumping off the top of them. Beyond that, this level doesn't have too much secret sauce going on.
It's got a lot of really cool movements. I really like the supers and demo hypers off of the corner of the spinners.
Yeah, definitely. Really
that
cool
start is
movement.
awesome.
Yeah, really cool movement to go under the little fruit loop there. And I think in this room coming up, yeah, really neat crouch jump through the spinner right there.
That's so cool. I love
Skip
when
the
those
falling
just
block.
line up.
Yeah. Alright, so from here we're going to skip going down to that green fruit loop and go all the way to this bubble on the end. That saves 1 frame over just going to the bottom and going up. Very funny.
Really?
1 frame. It's also incredibly precise.
Oh. Just go under that?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get the wall bounce first try? Let's go.
No pausing
I'll
either.
leave
Very
you.
cool. And really sick movement at the end right here.
Oh!
Yeah. So that's... Again, they're kind of just moon blocks if you like squint and tilt your head. You can grab onto the side of it as it's kind of moving forward, and then you can get a bunch of corner boosts off it and just go flying.
Neat hyper. I imagine this uses the same route as RTA.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
At least the standard RTA route that I see. I believe so. I don't think there's been any. If there's any tweaks, it's like minor changes.
I'll point them out if they're...
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So Forest Path, it's pretty done as intended. There's a lot of demos here just to kind of do some corner cuts, but dream blocks are, like, you can, in fact, like, dream dash almost anywhere, but it's still pretty limiting what you can do with it.
Shout out to Isaac Day.
For sure. Then, is there caverns coming up next? This is a pretty decent candidate for most optimized. You can jump off of this water, first of all. It is harmful, but you can just jump off the top of it.
You can just ignore that block?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can get a dash refresh off the spinner here, very cool. But other than that, this is one of the shorter levels, and again, it seems really well optimized. Yeah, not sub 20, not quite.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, so there we did some kind of weird movement to hit a bench. It'll be important later. Whatever you said at GDQ, it was fine.
Yeah.
You just say it again.
We'll help us later.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, this is the level.
Yeah, this is driveway.
Okay, I understand now. Everything makes so much sense.
That's shorter than Prologue, I'm pretty sure.
It's shorter than Nazar Caverns.
I think that is the shortest level in a task period. Very cool. Originally, that task was barely normal, and then that got found, and it was like minus 1,000 frames on a level that was already like under a minute. So
You'd love to see it. Oh, that was a sick Coyote Ultra.
yeah. So yeah, this has the bouncy dream blocks, and just 0 of these puzzles are going to be done remotely as intended. Going over that dream block is way faster than going in it. These are actually slightly slower than normal dream blocks, so you do generally want to kind of avoid going in them as much as possible. Spike corner through there, and really, really cool movement coming up here.
You actually love that. Oh my god. You didn't love that.
I didn't love that, no. I
That
thought
one.
about it, no. But, yeah, that upright...
Straight dash. Ooh.
Yeah. And then one more boost through here.
That's so cool. I was actually loving that, like, second to last room boost, but I never got it to work.
Yeah,
I guess Fast can do magic things.
it revolves around a spinner cycle, so good luck.
Oh, yep.
It's not a stun, but there is a spinner cycle involved, which I'll talk about later a bit. Okay, so the roses are really neat. First of all, we're going to do something really cool here. So we're going to keep this rose with us to the end, and we're going to Biden blast a coin.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I love that.
So whenever the rose is like fading away, it still has a hitbox that like ignores friction, and it can just hit the coin that is way off screen up there. The ult strat was a stun, and it saves like 2 seconds over that. But anyway, with roses, you can start the flying animation at any point, even when you're in the grab animation. So it's best to overlap that floating with grabbing, because normally grabbing is, you know, however many frames of being completely stationary, but you can add a bit of vertical movement with it. It's just kind of free vertical movement while you would be doing nothing else otherwise. So you'll see us doing that a lot. There's also some jank going on where if you start a float and then you re-grab it, you'll keep the boost. Like, you'll delay the boost a little bit. It's very wonky, it doesn't come up much, but these roses are, they're odd ducks. They're very weird. Very cool. Lobby movement and a death warp here. Normally we'd have to wait for this dash block, but it's faster to do this, because that entire section would be dashless. Not the entire section, but like the ending section.
It is actually also faster RTA. I loved it.
Word.
This level. Oh, that cozy corner.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so smart. Wait, I'm taking notes. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta do that crouch jump too.
Oh, maybe not. So what do you... Oh, okay.
Yes, very, very cool boost into the end.
Wow.
So next up, go in kind of a sleeper level. This is a completely dashless level, and this normally is like, I feel like if you're doing completely intended, even if you're like speedrunning it at a decent pace, it's probably like 2.5 minutes if you don't do the skip. But there is a skip. Yeah.
Oh, got it first try.
Yeah, 5 tile overhang there that you can just climb up just barely. It's possible for humans, but you don't have to pause buffer it, but it requires a setup and...
Oh, so you can just keep that last jump all the way until there.
Yep.
Wait. So awesome.
Yeah, normally for real-time runs and stuff, you would go to the screen transition on the right and pick up an extra jump, but you can just keep it the whole way up. I think it only saves like half a second or something. Maybe. Might be wrong. Alright,
That's
so...
some sick movements.
Clear pipes are in the TAS a surprising amount, and these entities kind of suck. They don't make much sense in terms of entering them. They behave kind of similarly to dream blocks, where you can like double jump out of them and all of that, and you can do very simple movement in that regard. But just entering them is just really complicated and like pseudo-random. Not entirely pseudo-random, like it can be controlled, but like if you don't know the rules, you kind of just like brute force inputs until you happen to save frames. It's very weird and very frustrating, and there's so many levels that have them.
Yeah, know the rules.
Yeah, I think there's only like a couple of people that know exactly how it works, I feel like, and even then,
That was so cool.
yeah.
Oh, we can just do that? Oh my god.
Yeah. You can see we kind of hypered into the door there. That's only possible with low sub-pixels. And a cool little spike corner boost there. I think that's actually doable real time, maybe.
I think, yeah, it is. There's a set to make it a 3-frame.
Sick. Yeah, you can see like a Kaidi hyper there out of the pipes. They're kind of dream blocks, but kind of not exactly. Really cool vertical movement here, spike wall bounce. That room takes a long time otherwise.
I think you do that room like the complete opposite way that I do it.
Yeah. And
Oh,
this
is there
puzzle's
anything
done
peeking this
so fast. No, it's just really fast though.
Okay. Love that. Oh yeah, that is a C-pop you can do.
Yeah.
Alright, this is already like the second to last screen.
Yeah, we're already, yeah, it's pretty close to sub 2, not quite, but...
Unfortunate.
Alright.
Oh, I'm excited now. Oh,
You're
this
going
might be
to
hard.
Brazil. So a really cool skip here. That just barely works, but it skips having to wait for a gem respawn. And this level, not going to be done remotely as intended. The puzzles are way too hard for us, so we're going to do other stuff. So first of all here, we're going to get this platform at a specific positioning when a time stop ends, so that we can just crouch jump under it and do a bunch of jumps and get a ton of speed into the springs. And then from here on out, the basic route structure is we're just going to keep time stop as much as possible between screen transitions, because it kind of breaks like the initial starting point of puzzles. Because like for example, we were not supposed to have time stop when we start this room, and we can grab that coin immediately and just skip through the gate. And then speaking of puzzles that are too hard for us, none of the taskers could figure out how to do this puzzle, so we just decided to stun this room instead.
What? That's a thing?
Yeah, so there's a screen transition there that just takes you into the next room, and we stun through it. So I guess we should talk about stunning a little bit. It's not entirely, for all intents and purposes, it's TAS-specific tech. I don't care that people have technically done it real time, but for the here and now, it's mostly TAS-specific. By repeated pausing, you can basically unload certain groups of hazards, and we're going to be doing that a lot as the task goes on. Especially as levels start to get harder, we'll be doing a lot of stunning. Anyway, Troposphere. A big part of Troposphere is binocular storage. You can see almost every single screen, we're going out of our way to get a binocular. And the reason for that is because you can store the interaction with it, and whenever you go through a screen transition after storing the interaction, it'll reset your state back to normal. And normally every time you had these battle line throws, there would be a long animation associated with it, where, you know, Madeline has to, like, land on the floor and regain herself, and I forget how much time it saves just to do that, but the short of it is well worth it to go out of your way for any binocular to skip that animation.
I'm so happy that's fast.
Yeah, very cool route there.
I'd imagine this level is still like mostly intended.
Yeah, there's some cool sauce here and there, but
Right.
yeah, just to be clear, every time we're going through a vertical screen transition here, almost, we are skipping a pretty long animation. It probably, the tech is like close to 5 or 6 seconds of time save on this level. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, there's animation here. There's no binocular on that screen, so we can't skip it there.
Yo. I was actually shocked to find out that last screen of Vinyl Storage is also faster RTA pause.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, goodbye Feather.
Yep. And then, unfortunately, we must skip the cat.
No!
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe that's cringe.
I lobbied for it, but...
I know Secure Account was labbing some things on his stream once that was like storing the cat state or whatever. Some
Yeah,
weirdness.
there's something in Frogline collab where it was like you could pet the cat and then slide into a vertical screen transition and you could fall before the screen transition loaded. It was very, very base, but it was slow.
Wait, that saves time?
Yeah,
Wait, I need to add that to my notes. Hold on. Where's my pencil?
yeah.
Oh, yo, wait.
Yeah, that's that. So what's the lore on that? Explain.
Before
hold
my
on,
GD
hold on.
hero,
Before you do,
Kevin was
before you do though,
Yeah.
we're going to Death Warp here and we keep a dash through this section because we just basically go back through a trigger that gives us our dash, but we hit double checkpoint. Anyway, go on with Kevin Warp.
Yeah, so before my GD hero run, Kevin was doing just a casual playthrough of beginner lobby just to get acquainted with it, and he just did that, and we all popped off when that happened. By the way,
Yeah, that's
that was
it.
awesome. Wait, going up there's almost definitely faster RTA. Wait,
Yeah.
there's
Seems
almost
like
so
he-
many like cool like optimization options.
Yeah. That's my climb up to the coin is just barely possible. Or I guess not the coin, the teleporter, whatever.
God, how funky is the last screen in this?
It's a little funky. I wish it was more skippable, but it's a
Okay.
little quirked up. A little good with the sauce.
Sub 130? Yo, just barely. Hype. Oh, speed. This level might be hype.
Yeah, there's some pretty neat stuff going on this level. These are supposed to be kind of lineups for these drops, but obviously we don't have to care about that as a TAS.
Oh, God.
Yeah, really cool wall boost off of the corners. You can go forward a little bit and then wall boost to reverse your speed, and then a really cool ending to this screen.
This is ridiculous. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And it's just over. Like, this level just ends. Like,
I'd imagine that last screen was really fun to test.
yeah, that was. Huge boost to get all the way over to Strawberry Orchard.
Oh, I should love that.
For sure. So this map's kind of weird. You have to optimize both throwables and like you have to account for both Madeline's position and the position of the throwable. So there's like different bottlenecks going on in this room sometimes, or like this level in general. Pretty cool overlap of regrabbing with a spring hit there.
Yeah, that's one of the few things I know.
Yeah. All right, so really cool tech coming up here. All right.
This.
Yeah. So that's kind of new secret sauce, is that screen transitions with Theo normally prevent you from going through when you're not holding Theo, and you can retain speed infinitely, like indefinitely off of those walls until you re-grab Theo or, you know, the holdable in question. So we can, with jump timer abuse, we can get an Ultra, and then we can grounded Ultra that, pick up Theo, and then the screen transition is active, and we can go through. Very cool. We'll do that several times throughout the task. Actually only a handful of times, but
I'd imagine it's more relevant in higher difficulty lobbies when there's
Yeah.
more rogue barriers.
definitely yes. And it's a good way of getting a bunch of speed in a small amount of space, which sometimes is all you need to just break a screen. Okay, so this is a strong contender for my favorite level in a TAS. I don't mean just beginner, I mean just in general. This level is ridiculous. So stairs are really, really janky. That's all I'm really going to say about them. Death Warp here to skip having to open that door. And we can take the under route here and just boost all the way through these screens. So a big part of this level, it's global cycles. It's like stubbornness, basically. And this room coming up is a huge bottleneck. It means that we have to basically... it's so hard to explain. Like, there's a global cycle going on, so we have to balance getting Madeline there as fast as possible while balancing in-game time. Also, that laser cycle is made by exactly 1 frame. 1 frame slower, and we would have to wait for the next cycle, and that's like 2.5 seconds, I think.
Oh my God. Oh, is going
Yeah.
up there not faster?
Yeah, no.
Wow. All the
then-
dashing to kind of save those precious 3 frames every time.
Yeah. Again, it's a mix of getting Madeline there as fast as possible, but also in-game time. Because sometimes there's movement you can do that saves in-game time, but it wastes too much real time, so you can't do it. Like, there's some concessions made, there's some places where there's an identical strat that costs more in-game time, but it's the same amount of real time. Like, it's very technical.
Yeah.
To be able to fully explain this level, I'd have to, like, go frame by frame almost, and it's like a 2-minute long level where stuff is happening constantly. Really, really cool skip coming up here.
On this level. Oh, that's a thing? Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then we set up Bino storage here while we're waiting for the lasers.
Oh, is the right side thing in this room not faster?
Nope, it's not faster than Bino storage. Bino storage saves so much time.
Okay.
I tried it out, and yeah, I thought the same thing. And then at the end, there's a cutscene before this part normally we'd have to skip, but we get so much speed that we hit it while still in the cutscene and skip it entirely.
Wow. I did not know that was possible even remotely.
Yeah, it's very, very precise.
Wait, that looks so much faster. Wait.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why we do it, you know?
Alright. This level should be awesome because it's like a core level, and you can get a lot of speed off of core blocks, but you also get your dash back on the ground, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Also, someone will ask, yes, this level is way faster in fire mode than ice mode. It's been tested. You can basically play this level in 2 different modes.
Wow. There's so much speed.
Yep.
This is so cool.
And then a pretty goofy boost end off the level. Whee.
Are you 1 frame from dying there?
Probably. I hope so. If you aren't 1 frame from dying, whoever did that has let me down. Alright, once again, the puzzles in this map are way too hard for the taskers to figure out, so we just skip them all, you know?
Wait, what did you do there in the first room?
So there's a cutscene normally. You have 1 frame of action before the cutscene starts, I believe. Or maybe you can just move into the cutscene, but you die while in the cutscene, so you don't have to pause to skip it, I believe is what's going on. Might be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's something like that. I forgot to look into that. That was on my list of things.
Also, this level is just awesome.
Yeah. Using Kevin to go through the coins is really cool.
Oh. It's already over. It's 32.
Very fast.
Oh, soap time. Try
Yeah.
to rubber duck. Oh, what are you doing?
So some weird movement there. We want to land on the left side. I'll explain it when it comes up after this level ends. Is it skip doable real time, by the way? Where you hit the spring as it falls?
Yes.
I meant to look into it. Oh, it is. Okay. That's terrible. That's probably really bad.
Yeah. Is that thing you did before entering the level like actually useful?
Yeah. We'll get to it. It's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's actually useful, though.
I love enjoying this aesthetic.
Yeah. So another stun here. Again, it's just a tied screen transition, basically. That you can go through Death Warp and skip a little puzzle there.
Rubber ducky room. Coming in clutch.
Also, I'll give a shout out to Kalei in chat, OG Tasser.
Oh, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
I think. I'm already on the last screen.
Yep. Alright, so what was going on as we started the level? So we moved to the left after activating the level start, basically. And doing that will set us to a different spawn point to the left of the level. So normally the respawn point would be in the top right, and we'd have to do a bunch of extra movement. And instead, we can just immediately spawn to the left and save like a second. We just overlap moving into the cutscene, or into the checkpoint trigger, while waiting, basically, for the, menuing to start for the level.
By the way, TAS is doing this level blindfolded, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone tasking this had a blindfold on.
Yep.
But jokes aside, this level was one of the least improved. The first draft was done by Vamp, so it was pretty solid, but it's just a pretty straightforward platforming level. The gimmick of it is supposed to be blindfolded, but without that gimmick, it's just kind of a meat and potatoes level.
Yep.
This one's less involved than Paint, but this level's also pretty crazy. It's another global cycle sort of level.
Can't wait.
So fun fact, that gem there is actually partially faster to get because there's freeze frames with the gem, so it advances real time a bit.
Oh my god, I never even thought about that interaction.
Yeah, very funny.
Shout out to all the people that passed this lobby. That is so clever. I would have never thought of that.
Alright, so Idiot Warp number 1. We're going to spawn up here and skip some platforming, and we don't actually have to Death Warp here. We can just straight up climb up here.
Oh.
You can't do that as a human, I'm pretty sure. It's incredibly stupid. There's like a death point that'll kill you, I think. And then this ending room cycle is absurd.
Okay. Oh, you can. Okay, wait.
Yeah, it just barely works. I was really happy to find that. It saved like 2 seconds.
Oh my god. Sub 1.
Also, yes, Spirity, I did. Alright, so this is surprisingly, we're at the end of Beginner already, like almost. Like, we have this and then the Heart side. So the gist of this level is we're going to be going around the outside a bunch. The intended stuff is to go through the middle, but it's slow.
There's a bunch of. Oh wait, that's not part of the intended skip. Wait, go back. I was gonna say there's a bunch of intended skips that we're probably gonna be seeing, but I guess not.
Nope. Yeah, going up the right side some more. And speaking of intended skips, was this intended, you think?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. So there,
know about that.
That used to be a stun, maybe, I think? But yeah, there's a camera trigger that we avoid, and it just doesn't pan the camera up.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we can unload a bunch of spinners and just go through. It's very cool.
Yeah, if you're not aware, when spinners are off camera, they're usually not loaded. There's like a couple edge cases, but usually not.
Oh yeah, and way earlier in the TAS, we got a bench. And so we could use that bench to go right in front of the Heartside gate, and we're just into Heartside.
Oh god, we're already at the Heartside. Is this gonna be sub 30?
I mean, you know?
Oh, surely, yeah.
We'll see.
I guess sub 30 on this pace.
It's true. I mean, pick up the controller, prove it, let's see it. Anyway, so this TAS has had some interesting stuff in it, where there was a spinner drift cycle that used to lock, like, the entire first half of this level, and we had to save a bunch of time to get a stun that worked that didn't involve that spinner drift. If that makes absolutely no sense to you, don't worry about it, basically. Yeah, some cool skips through here. Just some really clever corner cuts with the dream blocks.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised they didn't do the Death Warp and the Dry Bait flag.
Yeah, and there's another Bino storage here. Oh, the Death Warp and that flag is slower, by the way, by like 6 frames. For TAS.
TAS finally not cheating.
Yep. Yeah. So that camera looked weird, but it was just like incidental. It wasn't used to like unload spinners or anything. It's just how it is, you know. Really cool Ultra Chain coming up here too, by the way.
That screen is already over?
Yep. Yeah, and this Ultra Chain is crazy.
I feel like my processing is like a couple flags behind still.
Yep. Alright, and then a neat skip coming up here at the end of Tree Hive. And then we can just do wall bounces over, or past all of these dream blocks.
That's so cool. That's boost.
Yep. And then a demo through the spinners, like it's a hyper. Very cool.
Oh, what? You can just do this?
Yeah, you can just go up the left side, yep. It's very precise. Alright, so this is a stunning question that used to, like, bottleneck so much of this level. There's a faster stun slightly to the right of this, but the spinner drifts in the middle of the stun, and it just kills you. And so previously, this level was super cycle locked to that, but now we can just go a little bit to the left, and it wastes time, but not enough time that we'd offset by just naturally improving the level.
DTS, by the way.
Yep, DTS there. Death Warp lets us keep double dashing to the next couple of flags.
How much does DTS matter in TAS?
Quite a bit. I haven't timed it, but it's like obviously faster. I'd guess like 5 seconds or so, probably.
Oh my god, goodbye, Rose Garden.
Yep. This flag is, I think, mostly doesn't need the double dash. Like, you could do maybe not. I mean, not all of it, but a lot of that without double dash, but it just saves so much on the other sections.
So much speed. Oh, this! Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
So with these...
Usually reach right there, but TAS can just skip that.
Yep. And these jumps are best to do combined together, just to kind of overlap all the speed from them.
God. We're already like near the end of the level, by the way.
Yeah, this is like flag 5, I think. No, 4.
I think the next one is flag 4.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm so smart.
Yeah, Soap has a lot of maintaining dashes, just to skip a little bit of puzzle platforming stuff. We want to ride this block all the way up to get grounded Ultra Cancel, and keep a ton more speed in this section.
None of those words you just said meant anything to me. The left side? I mean, right side? Wait, I don't know my directions. Oh. It's over.
And then a really precise and janky skip here. That isn't just a 5-tile overhang. It's got stairs underneath it, and stairs are like just I don't even know how to explain it, but they can like suck you down and all sorts of other stuff. So that skip is way harder than it looks. It is a 5-tile overhang, but it's more complicated than that.
Oh my god. Skipping the final orb is faster? Let's go.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And that's beginner.
That's such a cool way to
2740
end it.
2742 sub Phoenix. Let's go.
You love to see it. Oh my god, that was so incredible. I thought that I already had like I had a few ideas of what the task could do in places in mind, but this just kind of it still blew my mind.
Yep.
This is so incredible.
That's a 422 hard side, by the way. Like insane. The human run isn't even sub 6 yet, I think. Right?
Yeah, it's not. Oh my god. Alright, I think we're getting ready for intermediate now.
Yep, intermediate is up next, so I will be hopping out of commentary from now. I will be back for Grandmaster, but there's still a lot of tasks to go. This is like not even the 1/5 point. This is like the 1/6 point, basically.
Yeah. Alright. Thanks for having me. And stay tuned for intermediate. Make sure you watch the entire thing too. It's gonna be ridiculous.
We will be back.
Next will be Cygamer and Savandra.
Gaming.
Alright, hello.
What's up?
Next, intermediate.
Yeah, it's intermediate lobby. It's the lobby. The routes. The raspberry. I'm excited. I didn't watch a lot of the tasks or a lot of the task developments myself over the past year. I saw some snippets of some levels here and there, but I haven't taken super decent notes. But I have some ideas, sort of similar to how Talia was doing things. And yeah, I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see what y'all put forth.
Yeah. Alright, I think let's start.
We're good to start. We'll start then in 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Let's go. Intermediate lobby.
Bit about the lobby routing. We're going in a slightly tilted S from the right and to left. And first up is Frost Fragments, which has those push blocks and many cool threads. Those two first levels are intended by the mapper.
Oh, albino stuff. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it'll get fun. Because we just skip the next room.
I couldn't tell by the speed there, but you don't also take Bino storage there while stunning.
No.
Doesn't look like it.
Uh,
That's a cool stun. Okay.
You can just go through the spinners without stunning.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of the like recent movement optimizations, not just like TAS but like RTA. I'm kind of seeing the ideas, except not that, but I'm seeing a good amount of like just some of the smaller things. Like in the first room, there was something that I think was taken from here. That I
And
didn't know about until recently.
the skip in the last room. Originally it was a stun, but turns out you can just not do that.
Okay. Man, it must be really. I mean, maybe not, but it must have been really annoying to figure out like Madeline's position to not get hit on these like corners in some situations.
Yeah.
And that's Frosted Fragments. Wow.
Up next, Logi Botany, which as an implies features some low gravity, but only outside and not inside.
There are some boxes that get rid of the gravity in the inside fields, but I
Yeah.
assume we're not using those.
Well, some, but not all.
I'll also be excited to see the route as time goes on.
Yeah. Here, for example, we just skip the entire box to the left with some precise dashes.
So that demo before the first power box skip, I did look at like this level while training for CTT, and I did find that on my own. I didn't post it because it was terrible for obvious reasons, but I did see that. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we go a different route here. Okay. Right side is just slightly faster, it seems.
Yeah.
Route. Is that like that's moon cycle dependent? I would assume, right?
I don't know, but could be.
Berry. We have a strawberry. Let's go.
I'll collect some to make that jam. Yeah, so here we would need to dash in the correct order and all that, but can also just skip some rooms, or rather skip the puzzle in some rooms.
That ultra chain to get to pointless machines is also used at least somewhat in the RTA route. I forgot how broken this level is. Okay, that is not RTA viable. Surely
See.
not. Surely not.
And here we can some speed at the end. That's already it.
That's cool.
Next up, Deep Blue, which give you some zippers, dream blocks, and a few jellies. Though TAS can also just avoid some of those jellies.
Oh, you can reverse wave dash off of that. That's wild.
And of course, a few multi-boosts.
We love multi-boosting.
There's so many small little skips.
I can't even really keep up with everything that's happening here. I saw a slightly different coin order there.
And that's submitted by one single frame.
Okay, Midnight Monsoon. I'm excited for this one because I actually know something.
Yeah, it's 4 mode, so need to be a bit careful for the edges and all. But it also features those crystal bombs, which either float after a certain timer or hitting the barriers. This room you can just skip completely with a spike form.
Corner jump of all time.
And this room is also done intended.
Yeah, a lot of these tricks are used RTA here. Seeing, oh, okay, not that.
And our comeback is a really cool strat called Binary Control Storage, not to be confused with the binary storage we've seen so far. We need to get into a bino and then have that crystal bomb explode us out of a bino. That lets us have control over the bino, therefore the camera, and just unload the spinners, which will go down, and fall through the entire room.
Nice. Yeah, that is done RTA. I do it in my PB for this level. And it was found by Pearl pretty long ago.
Yeah.
Big. That like demo, like while you were stunning in the middle of that level, was really cool to see.
Like the reservation go. And what many probably don't realize is that you just have infinite stamina on this map, so you can just fly through the first part.
I didn't actually know you had infinite stamina in this map. I genuinely did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's never told you. That of course means we can do some nice multi boosts and skip this room and climb over that gate.
Nice.
And this was just recently found, but we can just...
What? Wait, how does
Yeah.
hypering off of that pipe work? Wait, what do you mean?
Just skip those few rooms. Though that last coin in the room is pretty hard speed locked, sadly. And now here we're doing something pretty cool. So we're going into that pipe, and that means that when we respawn back in the lobby, we'll wrong warp up to 5th dimension.
Oh, that's cool. Did you like also like had control of Madeline while in like the level thing?
Yeah.
When you entered the pipe, is that like how does that work?
Yeah, because we have a bit speed left, and that gets us into the pipe and gives us control back once we exit.
That's awesome. Really
And
happy
here
to
we
see
do-
that there are.
Split up the next binary
Oh.
control storage, and we just go over the room. those few pauses, you need to pause buffer, jumps and dashes, as he otherwise would just cancel the Vino.
Okay, true, man. Okay.
And as you saw, he just spawned next to Frost, 5th dimension.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that some of the wrong warps made it into SJ, because I wasn't sure if they would or not. And I'm like still like really happy I ended up finding that for the spring collab TAS on the complete accident. It's like my one major contribution to this game.
This level is mostly unattended, but a few skips, mostly by hypering of gaps in the spinners, like here. Of course, you can't have SJ map without stunning.
Banger.
And might as well do that again.
Goodbye, 5th dimension.
Another low gravity map. It's pretty much inspired by Power Source and Remembrance.
But with some lower gravity.
Yeah.
Or how much faster this map ends up going for... Oh, dropping one of those keys off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't have to wait later.
That's smart. That's probably just a free time save for RTA. And getting out of the power source hub here.
But only after waiting for a few seconds for those keys. So we actually just got final interaction storage there. And that'll be used to skip a stun here.
Nice Vino storage. If only I could do Vino storages unpaused.
Right, next up is Honey Sipping, and certainly a level. Choose those zip lines, and if you just re-grab them often, we can, yeah. Not that it is sadly capped, so we can't build up infinite speed, but quite a lot. And now, yeah.
Nice camera.
We just don't collect those keys.
Alright. True.
So that camera setup is complete jank. It's like a list of 3 or 4 conditions you need to get, and I just found it by complete accident.
That's nuts.
It was like minus 1300 frames by skipping those 3 keys.
So interestingly enough, I think has the lobby route changed significantly in the past past several months?
The wrong one was initially to honey zip, but has been changed.
Yeah, I would assume the wrong warp did have to do with that, because I remember there used to be like a restart chapter somewhere in here. That's like what I remember when I did this last RTA.
Yeah, So now those teleporter fields just have changed respawn triggers, so we can just death warp.
I remember seeing these. This was one of the few things that I ended up seeing, like, from the TAS. I remember seeing these, trying to do these RTA. I only ever got one of them to work consistently.
But they aren't really precise, I think. Well, there might be one frame, so I'm not sure about that.
They're, like, not precise, but they do require the first frame to save time. It's like the first frame pause, so it's basically just a
Yeah.
one frame.
Yeah, of course. So this is quite a vertical level, so movement is limited, but we can do some nice skips by climbing on the wrong side. A few spike climbs.
Should go uppies. Do we have time for donations? Clever. I like that one.
Yeah.
And that's the tower. Awesome.
Yeah. Um,
Soup time.
Again, a Comet map. Those no refill bubbles. We also just skip some battle line-offs because they're slow.
Aha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
We
how
need-
precise falling past that is.
We needed to keep a dash at the end to avoid dashless water, which nobody wants to TAS.
Huh.
Yep. Infiltration. So the gimmick of this is those slow-mo dashes, which can be nice because they allow you to do some precise things, but of course they are quite slow. So we try to minimize the time within slow-mo.
I'm really sad the secret power box thing that speeds up the dash timing isn't fast here. Or, like, in any regard. Would have been kind of cool if it was.
Wonderful, yeah. So this room is just slow. Can't really do anything about that. And yeah, we clip just through a laser there. So,
Oh.
finals. Yeah. Normally we'd have to go to left and right to block the seekers off, but why should we? Room is also just completely skipped.
Oh, that's... Yep. There's some kind of variation of... Okay, maybe not that, but there's some kind of variation of that done in RTA. Oh, this is cool. Wait.
Yeah, this room is an absolute nightmare to TAS because we have 3 lightning fast seekers.
Aha.
Yeah,
Okay. You want to run that by me again?
that skip looks really cool, but it only saves like 1 frame. Or
That's so
yeah,
sad. Oh, construction conundrum. Okay, seeing how
Yeah.
much this level got
Yeah.
optimized recently, this is gonna be an exciting one.
yeah. So the main game is that we have those refill crystals which change your inventory. So we want to avoid some, especially the jump crystals, but also the single dash ones.
Nice C-pop.
Yeah. Also, we can sometimes smuggle some inventories, but those barriers just reset them back. And this is certainly a stun, but it only saves like 10 frames or so. And Comet
The
is
Everest soft lock! Yay!
yeah, bit
We all know this
controversial.
one.
Yeah, it's a bit controversial because it's abusing an Everest feature, but it was decided to be allowed because Everest is just a dependency of SGem.
Yeehaw. that was construction conundrum. Oh, eat girl,
Nice.
it's time.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to keep
Yeah.
up with the paths here at all whatsoever.
Yeah, this was a routing nightmare because there are just so many possible routes you can try.
The traveling salesman problem.
Yeah, but it's really good to watch, so.
God, it looks so cool when it's in TAS, but it's so impossible to play. I hate it. It was impossible to TAS too. Okay, thank God. These swap blocks sure do swap.
Yeah. And routing just becomes increasingly difficult with every room.
Would this room have been like the easiest room to route, technically speaking, because you have to limit the number of dashes, or like when you dash because of the big swap blocks?
I'm not sure you have to ask Brad about that one.
Okay.
Apparently it was easy.
That's a banger. Thank you, Brad. That was cool. Oh, that's a demo. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
We do a Bino clip there in an RTA, but I wonder if that demo is viable.
So here we need to collect 4 flap switches on the left and right. It's basically key up.
Yep.
Yeah.
What if you just simply did not the level? I am a...
Basically the entire TAS. Yeah.
I think I
RTA
saw
viable.
the RTA viable. Yep.
So we don't really do the left side. And we can just stun. Also the reason we do right first and then left is because of spinner cycles, which I won't explain, because they're completely nonsensical. Man, spinner drift.
Epic. This is last map before Heartside? For the
Yeah.
circle? Awesome.
Features cabins and bubbles, which means a lot of speed.
I'd imagine there's at least a handful of stunning here because of the electricity.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. I think you took that bubble up left instead of up.
Yeah.
Maybe I saw it wrong.
We need to precise setup here. So you can just go through the lighting. No stunning, which is fast enough. And here we need to do a really complicated setup with this cabin to manipulate the camera, which just barely makes the stun possible.
The winged. Awesome.
We also just fly through here.
Yes. Wait, you can just retry there. Wait, huh?
You can.
Banger.
Yep, so we
Alright.
could take the elevator, but we don't.
Yeah, the elevator clips. There's setups for both of them in for RTA, but we only, I only do one of them. I think that someone tried to do the one in the lobby at some point. I'll probably look at it again when I actually get back to full game, because I do intend to.
So fun fact, you could stun and go under this room, but it's just slow.
Oh yeah, this death warp. I know about this one.
Yeah. And again, super nice routing.
Nice.
Here we skip a bit. And the Spino interaction charge looks slow, but it's actually quite fast.
Oh, I think I know what's coming.
Yeah, we don't really play this room, and neither do we play this room.
Damn. Awesome.
Yeah. And this absolutely horrible
Oh.
stun is like 2 frames faster.
Okay. Wow.
It's yeah.
God, that's so cool.
Random
Big.
Curious, that's like 2000 speed. So we're supposed to take a jelly here, but we don't.
Jellyfish, what are those? So please do not the jellyfish. Oh, that was your
Yeah.
doing, Bryson? Thank you. We do that RTA too. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so you're supposed to take like a few turns here, but do like a half turn.
Oh, we're not doing the thing?
No.
Not the pointless machine.
And just go.
Oh, this skip as well. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. You can just go to the buffer.
I really hope we're gonna get to hear the epic good part of
Yep.
the song.
And yeah, we just skip those absolutely just by going under the dream block.
And shoutouts to the days when there was just an idiot warp in that Flag 3 that was just immediately patched. Anyone remember those days? I remember those days.
Yeah. And that's the last flag. One final elevator clip for good measure. Well, not
Nice.
final in the stars.
And a 4 minutes 11-second hard side. That's wild.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, that was awesome. I love this lobby so much. Thank you to the Tassers, everyone, for all the stuff in the showcase. This was a sight to see. I enjoyed this.
And it will stay that way. So continue to watch to the end.
Yeah, we move on to the advanced lobby now. I am gonna be hopping off of comms and be greeted by some new commentators.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
for having me and for showing us off again. Have fun with advanced. I'll see y'all in chat.
Bye.
Alright, and hopping in, we will have Katizer and Skybreaker.
It's us.
Oh,
All right. Hello, everybody. How's chat doing? I know how well y'all are doing. Y'all enjoying the test. Hi, I'm Katizer.
hey, I'm Jet. I'm Skybreaker.
Any advanced gamers? Hello, Katizer in quotes. Thanks. I'm really excited for y'all to see this TAS. The advanced lobby was probably the thing I was most involved with in development, so. Anything else we want to say? Or we're gonna just get right into it?
think we can get into it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of point in doing an intro. The whole TAS has been the intro up to this point. All right, Jax, you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, advanced.
Here we go.
So this lobby was drafted by Jax and Celerity primarily. Jax improved every lobby. A lot.
Alright, here's Lost Woods. We pretty much break apart this map using the death warps and crouch dashes through these triggers that you see.
Yeah, the triggers take you between, or the fields, I guess, take you between different areas. We can just choose to not do that if we don't feel like it. Or like so. We do, in fact, need to get all the keys. One for each area.
But yeah, we pretty much break apart this map. It's pretty fast. Otherwise, in RTA, you would have to go through several more rooms to get to each key.
Mm-hmm. This map desynced for me one time with a custom dialogue thing, because it broke on that dialogue. So this map has infinite stamina, and we can do a funny little multi-boost there with that purple bubble thing. We can get really close to a lot of these bees. Not so much these ones, but you'll see us jump through them later.
Unfortunately, there are a couple spots where you have to wait for bees, but for the most part, it's fine.
That Coyote Hyper B hop and updash to skip, I think, like a whole room or something like that, barely works. It's very cool. Don't even need the bubble there.
And in another small room skip there, using a spinner that's offset.
For this moving block, we want to corner correct as often as possible. Save like a frame each time, I want to say. Yep, just jump right through those bees there, I love that.
Just hyper off the top of that. And then one more block that we get a little bit of speed off of.
Just ignore the bee. Yeah, well, we can't entirely ignore them. They're still there. They still hurt.
Yeah, that last bee right there is really annoying at the top.
This is just a little bit of a boss fight. TAS can't really break it, unfortunately.
We just bonk it until it gives up.
This friggin' ending with the slow-mo trigger is so weird. You can get to the ending faster, but it loses a lot of time because of the slow-mo.
Yeah, for some
weird.
reason hitting it like that is the only way that doesn't, like, have you stuck for a good half second. It's weird. Anyway, belated Valentine's Day.
Yeah, isn't there a tech here where if you, like, do a frame-perfect dash, you get your dash back and get to dash?
Yeah. If you dash the frame, you hit the hearts, you get a boost and get another dash.
Yeah, anything that's not that's like a heart bounce is, they're hard to test, hard to optimize. It can be buffered RTA, okay, good to know.
Again, pretty straightforward map. Not too much. The test makes it look much easier than it is.
What?
Alright, superstructure.
Yeah, you may have noticed the high pedestal entrance there. That was explained in intermediate, but you know, foreshadowing. I think it was intermediate. No, it was soap. Beginner.
But anyway,
We're
this
just doing the
is
same
one
thing.
of the maps I drafted, I think. Yeah. Anyway, no skip there. We skip a lot of boxes and key doors in this map.
Yeah, it's fairly restrictive, but there's some skips, some speed.
Just skip these auto scrollers and just go to the end. We don't need them.
That's so cool.
And little stunts and the map.
Yeah, I guess I should have mentioned for the last two lobbies we had one TASer and one speedrunner going in more or less blind on comms. From here on out, it's gonna be, unless I'm forgetting anyway, it's gonna be all TASers for whatever that's worth. This TAS is wild.
There's so much speed in this map, it's crazy. I think it's here, yeah, the stun. And then we basically just keep that speed for most of the map.
Yeah, I forgot to mention we spawned right next to the toggle theory pedestal because of the superstructure entrance. Skateboards. So
Yep,
the thing with the
had-
skateboard is that, yeah, it has much lower air friction, no climb jumps except when you're going out of a dash. Probably other stuff that I'm not familiar with, but
But yeah, we can get a lot of speed in these sections, but unfortunately there's only so much speed we can take in a lot of rooms.
yeah, the layout just it forces effective speed caps. Sometimes.
A little bit of speed coming up. There it is.
Yep, all the way to the end. Very cool.
Next up, attack the clone.
So the mechanic here is these bombs for throwing at Madeline. You know, whoever. Cool skip there. I don't know how to explain it other than cool. The bottleneck there is hitting that seeker as soon as possible. Because otherwise, or after that, we're, you know, on a cycle.
Yeah, most of these rooms is just a matter of hitting Battling as soon as possible. There's not all that much more to it. A little skip coming up. Usually you go left to get a double dash crystal there, instead you can just skip that.
The Tower XP. This one has no intro frames for some reason. We just go. And vertical movement in a TAS is kind of hard to optimize because we don't have as much speed tech as usual. I still think this is a fun TAS though, personally.
Yeah.
It's kind of a puzzle map, but we skip a lot. I believe in this room is... yeah, not a new strat, but a new variation of it right here. That saves a lot of time. This last room's weird. I remember doing a pass of this level and getting to this room and just being like, no, I'm good.
Nice. Next up is Starlight Station. This is actually one of my personal favorites in Strawberry Jam.
Yeah,
Lots
people
of
really like
speed
this map.
off the get-go.
Oh yeah, there's no shortage of speed in this TAS. Don't you worry. That particular multi-boost is new. As of what, like yesterday, 2 days ago?
Yeah, yeah. Even more speed.
I'm glad to see people appreciating the music in chat, in levels. Music team, best team. This one's pretty chill.
Yeah, a few of these rooms we just have to wait for the blocks.
Yeah, the thing with the zippers is that, yeah, they give you a lot of speed, but also, you know, you just gotta wait for them sometimes.
Cheeky little stun here. Skips the room. Even more speed. There's just so much speed in this map, it's crazy. And one last really fast skip here. The last skip gets something like 8 boosts off of that last block.
Call the Void. This one's a little bit weird. Obviously, mechanic-wise, but for TAS too. We've got areas without gravity or air friction, and we can also grab moving upwards, which is not normally a thing. But the fact that there's no air friction means it's really hard to do like precise nips. But that doesn't mean we can't have some strats. Okay, yeah, this is the thing Amber added like last night. Get a bunch of downward speed here. Stun, hyper, Gulcher cancel, BIS, speed. That's so cool. Okay, and somewhere along here, I believe it's this room. No.
This room, yeah.
Here, we don't need the climb. We can just go under. Just go
Who
into the
needs
switch
points?
gate. Not on the grind.
And that's that.
Okay, next up is raindrops on roses. I have a lot to talk about in this because I drafted it. The mechanic here is if you hold grab, you pull out an umbrella, which pretty much just acts like a jelly. This map is gigantic. We are not going to be doing most of it. This first room we're going to be doing more or less as intended. I mean, that wasn't. But after this door, we're going to do some... We're not going to do the intended route. So we're going to go up this way instead into this berry area. This used to be a stun. This is no longer stun. But that lets us skip a solid, like, I want to say third or quarter of the map. Then that skip, just sliding through the spikes there. Another skip.
Bit of a long stun coming up.
And then I apologize for this stun. This is my fault. I'm so sorry. However, you determined it saves like 10 seconds, right?
Yeah. 10 seconds, almost on the dot.
This map
mode there.
This test used to have more stun. Go backwards through that shortcut there.
And then we don't even get the last key on this.
Nope. Hey, guess what? Another stun. I'm sorry. But yeah, we can just climb up the side there and skip that door. We go up the left side here. This room you can either go left or right. Left saves like 4 frames. Evil Katizer would be like, I will not add 15-second long suns. I'm sorry. So this is Starry Ruins. We have teleporters and teleporters. Some rooms are teleporters too, I think.
We can keep speed in a lot of funny ways in a lot of these places.
Teleporters are weird when you come out of them. They redirect speed in a way that's not intuitive to me. And I think there are changed speed triggers too sometimes. Something like that. Okay, so next up is Synapse. We considered having Math Hacker go on comms just specifically for this map. Didn't end up happening, but this TAS is complicated because it's a cassette map, so global cycles. So all the quirks that come with that, but also the transitions are weird in that like they teleport you when you land and then preserve subpixel.
Yeah, and also the teleports, when you teleport, the spinners near you are unloaded, which lets you do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a really precise manip that lets you stun through, not that one, but the one to the left.
Yeah, you're doing an incredibly precise crouch jump to the first set of spinners, and a stun through the second. It's crazy.
Another stun here.
That's just cool. Oh, that wall boost, I didn't even notice that. And there's the heart right there, but we need to get some switches. And there we are. And I'm sure there are a lot of details that we just missed. It's a complicated task. I think Math Hacker has notes for it. You can just like search for from Math Hacker's Synapse notes, and you get like 2 paragraphs. Yeah, that I forgot about that stun. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Golden Dawn. It's a jelly mat with move blocks.
And fish. Sometimes we need to wait for the auto-scrollers, the move blocks. Like in this one, the bottleneck there is just activating it, and then we just wait. You can stand there, by the way.
This one we can skip the auto scroller block. It's
Yeah,
kind of precise, but we can throw the jelly to it.
I remember when I was optimizing this level, I just entirely didn't even try in that previous room.
No stun here. Skips the entire room. More than
Not
a little
exactly
stun.
little.
Nice.
So this is Sansa time. I don't believe the time crystals were explained in the previous comms. I mean, I was paying attention, but maybe not enough. But the gray ones, which are the ones here, stop time just for a bit. The blue ones that'll be coming up, yeah, these, stop time until you have no dash.
Now, a lot of the times these rooms are capped by how fast these blocks go, so you try to skip as many as possible.
The skip is just intended.
Yeah.
Don't even need to demo. Jump
That
off the
skips
ceiling
the
there.
right
That's so cool.
heaven there.
So these platform jellies give you a funny little thing called lift boost, which we can use to get lift and boost at the same time. Go figure. I believe that was a skip. I forget how that works.
I think you're supposed to take the purple jelly up there.
Thanks, Olivia. Yep. Get all that speed off the jellies. Very cool. And then that. Yep. That's awesome.
Yep, door skip.
What's the joke for door skip? It was like -9 years or something like that?
Something like that.
Undergrowth. Everyone loves this map. I'm everyone.
So much climbing. It's just
Yeah, this-
vertical.
Yep, and then Hyper B Hop stun to skip those other two vertical corridors. It doesn't feel worth it, but it is. Just, I love this movement there. Just fully skip the bottom left of the coin, or the room.
Yeah, right there we're kind of crouching and landing in between the tiles that are supposed to be decoration, but we use them to get our dash back.
And this section of the map has low gravity and moon blocks. Moon blocks are fun for TAS because we can go fast. Yeah, this map is also great in debug. And that stun staves like half a second, I believe.
Yeah. That's pretty much the map done.
Yep. Wish it was longer, but oh well. So this is Tectonic Trenches. We have got these moving touch switches, which are bottlenecks sometimes, in the sense that we gotta wait from. Where's the really cool demo through spinners. It's this room, right? Yeah. Right there. Push
Yeah.
boost demo. More or less just do this map as intended after this. Ish. With the exception of doing it none
Yeah, we
as
kind
intended.
of skipped the entirety of the Badland fight.
I lied. Yeah, that used to be a stun to ultra off the spinners below, but not anymore. Rise it down cavern, buy another TAS or Vamp. Vamp did not TAS their own map. But we've got some upside downness. We are not necessarily in the right gravity state at certain parts of the map. Well, we're not in the intended gravity state. We're in the right one for speed.
Yeah, lots of cheeky skips to get ultras where we really aren't supposed to.
Climb up the ceiling / floor there. Very cool. Skip a lot of this last room. And then sick delayed ultra chain to the end. All upside down. You love to see it. And then we have the lab. No bias here. So the mechanic here is these wormholes that teleport you to the closest nearby wormhole, and some other quirks. You skip looping around there. This map is split up into 5 sectors, 3 main ones that can be done in any order. So here's the hub. Oh yeah, that was a new shot too. So we're gonna do the order that's fastest. This is evade. Go under the zipper there as it's falling. Really cool transition corner boost thing here. And then, yeah, so the thing about wormholes is you can re-enter them. The map was designed such that re-entering wormholes, you can't use it to skip levels. However, some very smart people figured out how to, do so anyway. Shout out to the line for a lot of these strats.
Oh, by the way, Katizer, did you make this track? Or...
I did make this song, yes. Worked on this map a lot.
Nice. Banger music.
Thank you. So, do a bunch of re-enters there to sneak past the bubble that kills you. The wormhole that kills you. Basically do the same thing here. Because you can jump through. And then, we do not play this last room. Get a quad boost off that first zipper. And then go over the trigger. So there are 2 triggers at the end there. The one closest to the bubble teleports you back to the beginning to prevent cheese. We can just go over and get to the trigger that teleports you to the actual end.
Alright, Lethal Laser Laboratory. I'm pretty sure this is the shortest map in Advanced.
Possibly. So these lasers are in fact lethal. The name is correct. Can't do a whole lot about that. But we can get very close to them.
Lots of just kind of waiting for lasers in this.
Can sneak past that one though. Thinking with portals. We have, in fact, some more portals.
A lot of thinking as well.
Yeah, maybe. Certainly thinking about the global power block cycle. But, what's it called? Power box? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a power box for lightning at the end. For some reason, it's on a global cycle in the whole map. So, that's fun. It matters, too. but otherwise just boxes and portals. Portal reference? Yes. And we can just ignore all the switches and hit that switch gate at the end there. Or ignore the box, rather.
Slime time.
Sad map. Happy map. So, it's a fairly normal map, but we have moon blocks, so fast. These bubble types really just don't matter for TAS.
The gray one makes you move instantly, but also we kind of want to do that to begin with, so it really just does not change anything.
Go over the top there. So this terrain shaking here is just visual, it doesn't matter. If it was, we could probably get lift boost off of it, which would be awesome. But maybe annoying to TAS, but yeah, it's just visual, so. Alright, we're gonna backtrack here to get a multi-boost off the moon block. Moon boost, even. Stun the ground there. Or not, stun the spinners to land on the ground. There we go.
Next up is JavaScript. Madeline basically starts tiny and then just gets less tiny.
Is everyone saying why in chat? What did I miss? Yeah, she's
Why?
small and then she's less small. Really dense movement here. Yes, no, would you eat the slime? Okay. I'm gonna say no, to be contrarian. We're gonna Death Warp after this key to go back here. Baby Sky, wow. Camera gets really messed up there. I'm not sure why. I thought I fixed it at one point, but in the TAS. But I guess I didn't. Not a single no in chat. Cool.
Alright, Dusk City. Just zipper dream blocks, lots of speed. That's about it. A lot of the
Yep.
speed is limited by the spiked walls everywhere, but it's alright.
The reason we can get so much speed off these is because in dream blocks you can jump out of them twice, and then often you can dash or ultra. So that's 3 lift boosts from the zipper. So yeah. Unfortunately, we can't keep it as much as we'd like to, like Skybreaker said. But
Little key door skip. Not key door. Coin door.
corn,
Coin.
corn door. I want to farm now.
Ah, yes.
Oh, that was a beginner. Ultra into the zipper there. That's awesome.
Ah, yeah, we can down right into that block to just crouch underneath the other one.
It's called Switch Gate. Thanks, Ella. And now we're into the heart side. No, correction, we are near the heart side.
Unicorn Gem collab. Yes, I would play that.
Onwards and upwards, SJ TAS real. Nice little ultra chain at the beginning. Apparently this is not the intended route. I don't know
Yeah,
what the intended route is.
Crouch underneath one of the triggers to skip, like, the entire thing.
Oh, awesome. So we're gonna hit a change respawn trigger here and death warp up to there. Skip that wind bit.
Oh, a
Get
little
cool
bit of speed.
multi-boost. Yep. That was brand new during the last advanced showcase. And skip like half a slime time. Pretty much all of it.
Skateboard time.
Oh yeah, the stun. Yep.
Key door skip. Why do I keep... I just give up. It's a key door now. I'm gonna deal with it. I'm renaming it.
For this, we also have to wait for this jelly to fall. You can just stand there and then wave dash. And this is just a single screen wide, which is fun, but fast. This Kevin, you can skip a lot of this room, just skipping this Kevin. Unfortunately, you need him for the end. The very end. Yeah. That cutscene breaks a little bit, I think?
Yeah.
And then we only get bigger in this JavaScript room once. And we're out. And actually, boosting off the top of these jellies is intended in this room. To what extent, I'm not sure.
Alright, upside down gameplay.
Yeah, this is really cool. Oh, alright, this changed. Yeah, reverse... okay, that was really dense. Reverse wave dash, change gravity, land on some ground next to spinners, hyper off those. Normal.
Did we skip this battle in as well? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this room's pretty much capped, so we got binary storage at the beginning for a bit more speed.
This room is very vertical, which, like I mentioned earlier, vertical is hard to optimize in TAS. We do not play this lab room. This was a design oversight. We can just go to the end. Pretty easy to do RTA though. Or two.
We basically skip the entirety of superstructure, except for the last orb. Alright. I think a bit of an ugly stun coming up, but it lets us skip the entire room, so...
You can get speed, so worth.
True.
Stunning may be cringe, but sometimes it's cool. There we go. That's advanced.
And there we go.
I want to take this opportunity to. I think we're gonna do. First of all, I think we're gonna do an intermission. Maybe I don't know if Jack said yes or no on that. But I want to take this opportunity to say, hey, those of y'all that are watching right now who have not tasked before, tasking Celeste is like easy. Other task tools kind of suck, frankly. Ours is like good. I highly recommend. At least it's just an Everest mod. Just download it, read the guide. You might enjoy it. So, that's my push. I mean, yeah, it could be hard to make an optimized task, but getting started is easy.
Oh, shout out to all the tassers that made Strawberry Jam. How many were there total? Something like over 100.
Well, the tasters didn't make SJ, but they did make the task.
Yeah, the task recipe.
Hey, I also tasked these credits. Yeah, there were. I should have put together a list. There are, I want to say, upwards of 100 contributors to this task. It's nuts. So, there we go. Thanks for watching. I will be on comms for expert as well, and we will be doing a little bit of an intermission. Jax, do you have any more info on that?
We will just be taking a short 5-minute break here so that everyone can get up, stretch, maybe grab a snack or some water. And then we'll be back with Expert and Heartside in a bit. So I will let these credits play out, and then we'll be back in a few minutes. Hang title.
Hello, we're back.
Hello,
I am Silkatizer. Hello, Panzer.
I'm Pansier.
So we're going to be starting at the top of the hour, roughly. I said I'm like I had something to say. I don't have something to say. How are y'all doing? So, in 30 minutes. Oh, sorry. Top of the 30 minutes. It's the same mistake Jax made earlier. I still Katizer composer is still wormfish. So true. I will say that.
I don't think I have anything to say.
I mean, you worked on expert to a degree. You did a map.
Right, I drafted like 7 of the maps, and I
Mhm.
improved most of them. I also made one of the maps in the lobby.
So Pansier is very much an expert gamer. Any other expert gamers in chat? All right, I think that's all I have to say. Countdown. You ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Expert. So this lobby was drafted by a bunch of people, primarily by Landvilla, DB Steinkek, me. I did do stuff, yeah. And Pansier, with optimization, of course, by Jax. This is the largest lobby, 29 maps. Lobby in terms of, like, including the maps, not just the lobby itself. This is Metal in the Bubble. A lot of waiting that we can't deal with. Not a lot, but, like, for these bubbles, once you hit a trigger, you just have to wait for them to show up.
Yeah, I have not really looked at this map at all. I don't have a lot to say on it.
Yeah, a lot of this is just kind of just playing the map, honestly. That will change. So there are some bubble skips here and there. And then that.
Oh.
Wait, what? Is that new? Why was she just crouching there?
I think you wait for the bubble.
Interesting.
Not sure.
And then hit the pufferfish there to go under it. You just wait for a puffer cycle for over half a second. Very cool.
Oh, what? That sucks.
Theo, the bubble. He slows us down a bit, because, you know, foldables.
I think we only use it for this room, right?
I believe so.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we can just throw him behind us and just don't need him after that. We can hit the coins ourselves.
We
Ooh,
skip
another hard-
here as well. So clockwork is these switch gates move at different speeds. So it's like mostly locked and then just moving. This room, for example, it's really slow at this, or no, the next room, I think. Yeah, so just can save a lot of time, but it does not matter because you need to wait anyway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the case. However, sometimes you can get by them.
Yeah, there's a few skips.
Mm-hmm. Lots of creative routing in this, despite all the cycle stuff. Yeah, people were also saying that a lot of them haven't played some of these later lobbies because they're just too hard, myself included. So for some of you, these may be just about your first introductions to the levels. So, welcome. This is not how they were meant to be played.
And this room, you just need to wait for the wobons at the end. You can save like at least half a second at the start.
Yeah, correction. Clockwork is
Jesus.
post scrollers, not cycles.
Right.
Similar
I
thing.
don't think I said cycles. Maybe.
I said cycles.
Also the most rooms end with bad line throws, which have the animations. But the binos like teleport you to a copy of each room, so you can't do bino storage.
I didn't know that.
It's unfortunate. I think you skip one of them.
So in this room we do a funny. At the end of the room are 3 switches that are right next to each other. We are going to just barely skip them, which allows us to activate a secret, and that skips the battleman landing. So right there.
Yeah. That takes like a second, I think.
Okay, people were complaining about lag. Okay. Welcome back.
I think most of this is just pretty straightforward.
And people really like this map casually, so I guess
Yeah, it's good.
if you're interested in expert but haven't played it, this is probably a good one. Might be hard, I don't know. Boosted wall bounce to the end. Ethereal. So we've got the funny lantern entity, which is more or less a jelly, but like reversed.
Yeah, I don't know how they work.
But apparently they're fairly doable to work with once you get used to them.
Like the only map I have not beaten casually, because I just could not figure out the lanterns.
So we can skip a lot of rooms, or a lot of parts of rooms, just by the fact that the rooms are connected to each other, and the only thing stopping you is spinners. We know how to deal with spinners, we're TAS. So that particular stun skipped like a room-ish. And we just keep churning out skips.
Yeah. Oh, nice stun here.
Yeah, it's stuns. You know. Time save is time save.
Alright.
I forgot how many stuns were in this. What's that? Wait, going... Oh, okay.
Yeah, you saw like your respawn closer.
Yeah, I thought I watched this test, but I guess I missed a lot of it. Every map should have one stun ban, Sojourn Carry.
Alright, meaningless contraptions. It's these little pufferfish that explode if they hit the orange barriers. I think that's the main gimmick here.
Not a whole lot of this is done as intended.
No. You get these zippers, they just, instead of the swap blocks, you go fast.
Yeah, it's fairly normal so far, but it's about to get weird, I believe. Yeah, squeeze through right there.
I drafted a lot of this map, but most of it just got saved with way faster skips.
Alright, I'm waiting for the crazy stun. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't blink. I should have said that beforehand. Apparently that stun was very hard to make work. And I think that improved a lot too.
Oh, nice. Are we going to the spike? Go really fast.
So Skyline's Usurper is up next. The mechanic here is these propellers from Mario, I think. If you dash while you're holding them, they give you a boost upwards, and they have 3 charges. But they refresh when they refresh the charges when they hit the ground, which we will take advantage of. However, unfortunately, most of this is just done normally. Streamers genuinely having a stroke. Very cool.
A lot of waiting for the pipes.
But we need to get most of these switches, unfortunately. Just because there are switch gates at the end of the room. Yeah, can't skip that.
Yeah, they're just completely blocked off.
Okay, I want to make sure I don't miss the refresh. People really like this map too.
It's really good. Yeah, this is
Yep.
This is the room.
So we're gonna drop that right there on spikes to refresh its boosts, and then proceed to boost.
This is the only room we can skip.
Stream stunning. I'm sorry, y'all. Can't do anything about it.
A speed chain.
Jack says, I go get carrots and Doritos and everything explodes.
So this is my map. There's no grabbing, no neutral jumps, no climb jumps. It's just dashing. So if you have a dash in these 3 blocks, you can redirect your direction. So in some cases you can enter them with an extra dash and get like unintended redirects. Most of there's this skip apparently. So here you can skip the left side. But most of it is pretty intended. We'll skip here.
Fancy Amber has a question for you in chat.
Oh, I don't have Twitch open. What's the question?
Some of the dream blocks have a pixel gap in front of them that let you refresh dash on the floor just before you enter them. Was that intended?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a few intended skips. So this map has core mode. And these switches that swap the bubbles between red and blue.
Hot and cold,
Uh,
fire
right.
and ice. Yeah, this pass is fun to work on.
It's pretty simple. You just go like between bubbles quickly for the most part. So it's really simple to work on this.
Mm-hmm. And we can
A lot
hop
of
and jump
fun.
off walls when you're not really supposed to. Sometimes you're in the wrong core mode versus what's intended. But this,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I-
by the way, this song is fantastic. Shout out to Alice Dishes.
Yeah. I improved this a lot together with the mat straw. I would like keep coming back to this and get like a 10 frame time save each time.
Mm-hmm. I don't doubt it. Well, I know there used to be a really kind of bad stun in this, so hopefully that was improved. We'll see.
It's less bad, still there.
Okay.
So this room has the cool stun here.
This is a cool stun for once.
You slide through a one tile gap with downwards facing spikes. So here's the stun.
Okay, yeah, this is as bad as I remember it.
First version was really bad. I don't remember how much this version saved.
So this is Vinculum. The gimmick here is Dream Smuggles. So we're taking jellies through Dream Blocks. The girl keeps saying Gutizer would never every time I bring up stuns. So this is fortunately not as restrictive as other holdable maps, but you know, still gotta work with them.
This is a cool skip from the Tyran.
Oh yeah, this is new. Somewhere here, I don't think I missed it, but it's something I want to point out. Get a lot of speed through those doors while waiting for them to open. And those are key doors. Yeah, right here. We cancel the regrab with the jelly with a spring. Very cool. Cancel the animation, rather. Fortunately, no dashless water movement.
We can skip the bird here. We found it recently.
Just simple movement out of here.
Yeah.
So, curved zippers equals some interesting lift boost and strats that are possible. Unfortunately, that's kind of a lie because the layout is, for the most part, fairly restrictive, with the exception
so
of
there's this,
this.
The Hearthstone room is a lot more in this map. Like just the map itself is pretty close to intended, I think.
But you know, a lot of speed. And we can't skip the switches most of the time, or all the time, either.
So this map, if you press grab, you can open and close the doors. It just allows you to like corner boost a lot more. There's a few cases where you close the door to just push Madline down. It's just cool.
There's a feature in the TAS tools that exists specifically because of this map, and that's a second grab bind. I don't remember the details of how it helps, but it does in fact save time.
You can hold grab and like double corner boost without getting like too much retained speed. It saves 3 frames here, and I don't think it's ever been useful anywhere else.
The original one was 3 frames. There are more itch uses.
Are there more?
So,
okay.
yeah, I don't know if they actually save time or they're just like there for formatting, but. This song is wonderful. Yeah, reverse hyper off the ground there, and then ultra.
Yeah, a lot of cool feather movement as well. Shout out to feather line.
Lots of cool movement in that TAS. Hydro, please. This, I believe, is a highly optimized TAS. Or unless, maybe that I'm getting Toggle Theory confused, but...
I think Marlin worked on this a lot.
Mm-hmm. But we can keep speed through the whole room there.
Yeah, you just skip every room. Nice camera trigger there.
Yeah, that keeps the spinners unloaded. Which means, you know, faster. So getting into this little secret area after the heart was in fact intended by the TAS author. Or someone improving it.
I think I improved that. I remember.
It might have been you, yeah.
So this map is infinite stamina. With these blocks that teleport you on a cycle.
Mm-hmm. Actual cycles this time.
Yeah.
But barring the cycles, this is a really fun map to work on TAS for.
Yeah, so there's these dream spinners. If you dash, they're just dream blocks. They're really big hit boxes. You just go through walls a lot. The mapper knew about that, I think, and just didn't really care.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that the dream block that spawns is bigger than the spinners lets you do some interesting things. Just go over the top there, that's very cool. Yeah. I've said that's very cool a lot this stream. Probably because I'm right.
It is all very cool.
Go gadget pixel reducer. Bitrate theft.
This map uses bounce helper. I do not know how to give like an easy explanation for that. It changes Madeline's movement in like every way. These dream blocks have like wind inside of them, kind of, so you get like pushed out these interesting directions.
Bounce helper is love it or hate it. Some people, you know, can work with it, and some people like myself just can't.
I used to dislike bounce helper, but this map made me like it. So.
Oh, cool. But yeah, the bounce helper means you can't grab, you can't... Well, supers and hypers get changed. Other stuff. Bouncing off walls, obviously.
So, most spinners are just unloaded here for performance reasons. So there's parts where you just standing inside of spinners.
The gravity fields in this map are interesting to TAS. They're just just extended variant gravity triggers. They are, but optimizing them is really weird. Like, for example, if you hold fastfall into them, it's actually faster to release down for a few frames.
Really?
They're unintuitive, yes.
Yeah, they're weird.
Oh, this TAS is very cool. I said it again. Kira music.
There was a few fake walls. Only one, actually.
That's a strat. Oh, that's faster now. Cool. Yeah, Amber improved that, I think.
So this map is jumpless. So it's very interesting to TAS.
Yeah.
And
No
that's
tech for you.
This TAS by the mapper as well. But I don't think it's been improved all that much.
Yeah, I've tried to improve this TAS and it's like, how?
Still nice to watch. Yeah, it's just very slow. You can't really skip anything.
It is cool to watch TAS have so much, effectively, confidence with no tech. And this is an intended slow fall to the heart. So this, because these square bumpers are like noted, they move to paths, they are sometimes bottlenecked, or bottlenecks for TAS. Other times we can just, skip them. By other times, I mean most of the time it seems.
TAS got some relatively big improvements recently, like a second. Just from hitting the bumpers better.
Time travel. So this one's interesting because on the one hand, there's a lot of lightning stun that's possible and skips that can be done, like so. But on the other, a lot of cases you just kind of need to get all the switches.
You have these stopwatch refills that when you collect them after a set time, you just teleport back to their position. So you just most of the times you try to fall as fast as possible before teleporting. But it just like limits movement a lot.
Here we're gonna squeeze under that gate to skip a crystal. the other day I tried to use that moving block to get enough speed to stun to the end. It worked, but lost time. Inevitably in a TAS, there are many strats that have been tried and just aren't faster. So, unfortunately, we can't talk about something that doesn't exist, even if it's cool, because it's slow. Lunar Pagoda. So this map is yep. The mechanic here is grabbing, depending on which power up you have, either pauses other moving entities or Madeline. Pauses moving entities or pauses Madeline. When Madeline's paused, she keeps her speed, which can set up some really cool multi-boosts. What is happening, lol? Correct response.
Yeah, this map's really weird.
So we're setting up speed here. We still have a lot preserved, and there we go. Not a lot, but you know, some.
I think this map took long to TAS because the hitboxes just wouldn't show up in game.
Yeah, something about the mechanic would change the depth of Madeline and put hitboxes behind her, and yeah. So, Plasma Reactor. The gimmick here is stunning. God dang it. The real gimmick here is these laser fields that kill you if you start your dash while you're in them. It doesn't matter for TAS. Not really.
Well,
The thing that really matters is, hey, zippers, we can go fast. I kind of view this map as two parts. The first part is everything except the last room. And the second part is, well, you know, don't play the last room.
Nice. So here we use Kevin to set up these pixel lineups, basically. But we don't need Kevin's for that.
Yeah, it's like the squeeze or drop stall. Just because there are pixel perfect things with setups doesn't mean we have to care. And you can get a bunch of Kevin boosts and jump off small walls that are available. Skip that Comet at the end. And take this intended path. More Kara type beats. This feels illegal. Thanks.
As a multi-boost. Skip the door.
So this map has not one but two things that are considered relatively hard to optimize. We have jellies and we have clouds. Very often.
These refills either spawn a cloud or a jelly.
But the nice thing about them is that you can set up jelly gulcher cancels in a lot of places. Like so.
Yeah, you can hyper on the cloud refills.
Skip the bottom part of that room. And yeah, you saw the lightning. You knew it was coming.
a 6 strat.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I do get it, Adrian.
I think you up demo through all of these to land like a frame earlier. So on this map, your stamina doesn't refill on the ground from the dash crystals. So there's a lot of half stamina climbs or 0 stamina climbs. Because neutrals are very slow usually.
This map had kind of a lot of time save over the draft. This TAS, Tetris tends to say this map when we're talking about the TAS.
I think I saved close to like 10 seconds
taking
from the
that
first
left-
draft.
Taking that left junction there while falling skips some amount a bit.
I think that's good. Like, I felt 2 rooms, but I might be wrong.
Well, that ultra and stun kind of effectively skips room. Half stamina climbs and no stamina climbs are things that use wall bounces, and for no stamina climbs, neutrals are worked in there too, I believe. For any given decent amount of climbing, use like half the amount of stamina-ish. I mean, I guess it's exactly half. Or none at all, in a faster way than neutrals. So.
So the downside.
Downside. So, this one is very cool to watch the TAS, I believe. You can redirect the dashes into these reverse dream blocks in a lot of cases, or in a couple cases. Right there. There's more, maybe. But
There's
this map
no-
is basically just getting over it.
There's no tech in this map. You can't hyper or wall bounce.
But you can double jump out of them.
Right.
But basically none of this map is skipped exactly, it's just done very quickly. Sorry if X does.
Pretty short.
Yeah, you can super and hyper, but it's modified to be slow. Psychokinetic. First of all, don't blink in this task. You're gonna want to pay attention. Also, Citrance. Yeah, so these mushroom refills make your next jump or dash have multiplied speed. And the dream blocks let you preserve speed through them. So, and the map's pretty open.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, have to lose speed in some cases, but in some spots. It just keeps going. It doesn't stop. It just goes fast until we slam into the heart at Mach 10. And those citrates were too fast for the drop. Yeah, that may be a task you'll want to watch again later. Just saying. Garden of Gutara. So, a couple of mechanics here. For one, these slopes let us preserve speed in a lot of ways. We can do a Gultra and then keep speed. These surfaces, rather, they the blue ones bounce you off them when you release grab, and the red ones give you faster hypers and stuff.
I think it's based on the portal gels.
Yeah. That skip right there, the one going like into the water there. I tried very hard to make that work, and I could not, and it took other people who were better at testing than me to get it. Almost forgot to
A
mention
lot
that.
of speed from this blow.
And yeah, zippers, so speed. Hilarious. I love the song for this map. I love the song for a lot of the maps. Interesting. Go figure. So the mechanic here is these fish bowls that just are on timers before exploding.
I think the timer activates if you throw them through the barriers. It's like a meaningless contraptions. Except those just have like no timer.
Grab
So
a binary.
binary storage there.
Oh yeah, I know why there's binary storage. Okay, so at the end of this room, we're gonna do 2 Gulcher cancels, and then one Gulcher cancel, and then the one from the transition to get a little bit of speed, and then stun. We love Frostbounds. That's true. I have to lose speed at the end there. I don't have to, but it lets us not have to stun anymore. Here's the art. So, is this the last room? Whichever the last room is, it's apparently pufferfish cycle dependent. Which is, yeah.
I think it's this one. Maybe?
I'm not sure exactly what part of that is pufferfish cycle dependent, but someone said it was once, and I trust whoever. Chromatic complex. 2 words. The mechanic here is speed, honestly. Like, actually. When you dash in these circles, you get a much faster dash. And the transitions in this are weird, too. They preserve basically everything about Madeline.
Yeah.
Makes resyncing, hard.
Yeah, I drafted this, and then no one looked at it for like 2 months. And then like 10 seconds got saved in a week.
Yeah, I remember trying to improve this, and it's just like, I don't want to deal with these resyncs.
Yeah, it's weird. You can go for cancel through a few of the transitions, but I'm not sure how that works.
People figure out you can hyper by demoing into the jump crystals. Right, yeah.
We used to get that berry there, but it's slower.
And then we are going to return to map in this lobby immediately to bring us back to the center. And grab the last couple maps, and then Heart's Head. Flying battery, pretty simple. Grab batteries, throw them into battery holes. I don't know.
Yeah, really fun map to TAS, this one.
Horn boost off that door as it's opening in the previous room.
So there you cancel the grab animation with the bubble.
Just go under that door there. Go under that door. Go under that door. There's a pattern here. Hey, look, a door. 3 doors that we went under.
There's a cool skip that could not get to work. And someone else. Wait, I forgot who. You corner correct the battery on a wall.
Yeah, each one is 9 years, so how many years did we just save? Mosaic Garden. This one's short but sweet. The mechanic is these crystals that let you dash from them a bunch of times. We're not really going to be using them that much, but you know, some. And Kevin's mean multi-boosts.
There's a lot going on in this one.
Yeah, for now it's vertical, but as soon as it gets horizontal, well, we're gonna wedge ourselves up next to this Kevin in the spikes, build up a bunch of speed, and do that. That's very... I'm not gonna say cool. It's sick. There we go. New word. Most players want a map has 2 words. I love adjective noun. Alright, so now we have finished all 29 maps, however many it was, yeah.
I think
And
29, yeah.
Gone through the cutscene, and we're into Expert Heartside.
So this was drafted by me, Matt Straw, Gamer, ML Seg, and some help from Lynn.
Data as well, I believe. Yeah, everyone loves the song in this map. Almost because it's, you know... Like, I wonder why. It's great. Yeah, cat jams, please. There was a lot of time save over this draft. It's like 55 seconds, I calculated. Just go over the top there, don't do that ultra. I did it. So those black holes are weird. They have a bunch of, I want to say, gravity triggers that the TAS just doesn't do. Sorry, the black holes during room transitions. Yeah, just go through the clouds. There's a cool little movement tech thing here at the end. Yeah, right here. Bounce off the dream spinners with bounce helper. Rounding error delayed ultra? I forgot about that. Where's that? There's the speed we're looking for.
Yeah. Surprised we can't go any faster on that block. But we need bino storage anyway. So you can skip a lot in this room, but you need the falling block at the end. So that sucks.
Grab the bino at the beginning. This is a surprise tool that will help us right now. Just to skip the bird. Apparently that resync was really hard because of like lightning drift or something. This map had previously a lot of global cycles, and now it kind of doesn't have as many, I believe.
But it's still...
It's still,
I might be wrong.
It's still not great. Oh yeah, all those transitions. The TAS just handles flawlessly. Okay, there's a cool subtle thing here. We're gonna keep a crouch into that black hole. I should have mentioned it before it happens so you can notice it. But that saves time apparently.
I think it's so you can refill your dash on the ground below, and if you're not crouched, you would hit the trigger too early.
Interesting.
You can land there. Skip the refill there.
Right at the beginning here, we're gonna use
nice retention there, yeah. Look at the weird animation from that here.
And then straight up over there, down dash through those spikes. Just clip through them. Don't worry about it.
This room is just an auto scroller.
It is, but at the end we can use these moving blocks, the horizontal ones plus some help from the vertical ones, once they show up, to get a whole lot of speed. Clock work? I sure hope it does. Yep, so we had to wait for that. But, speed.
Nice.
We skip a lot of this room. Just don't play it.
Nice stun there.
That stun saves, how much? Only a few frames. I forget the
Only a
exact
few
number.
frames, yeah. I think I tried it and I just lost time. Skip the door.
Something synced with the music? That's awesome.
There's a switch gate.
You know, at this point, you may have gotten used to stuns and big multi-boosts, but they're still very impressive. And don't worry, Grandmaster has plenty. Apparently in Skyline you could just, if you didn't need those coins, you could just go up from the left side. And also, yeah, pulling dash out of the final pipe in Skyline saves time for some reason. That's a thing that's a bit of trivia that I learned. Yeah, just go under that gate there.
Quick jump timer reviews here. Skip the entire first part.
Mm-hmm. It's already a small flag, so. You're supposed to backtrack there, but just demo. This continues to be incomprehensible.
I think there's a big skip in there, but I don't understand how.
This is just done normally-ish. Never mind, I was wrong. I misremembered.
I think it was
Figure out
changed
improved.
like a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I go left here. You just completely skipped this room.
Yeah, if TAS is going backwards, you know you're in for a treat. So we just don't play Ethereal. You get like 2 frames to see it, but right at the end of Plasma Reactor we go under a gate and skip some stuff. And then finally, Psychokinetic to close it out. What?
I think the teleport's like based on a timer.
And there we go. That was expert. Thank you all very much for watching. One thing that I want to throw out here at the end, at Miko's request, is that I mentioned at the end of Advance that getting into tasking is pretty easy. An opportunity you could maybe take advantage of is that there is a task contest coming up relatively soon, organized by Mika and a few other people. So, yeah, if you're interested.
Yeah, me and Mika made a map together. We had like a week to see how fast you can test it.
Yep. All right. I think that's all we have. I've been
Yeah.
talking for like over an hour, like however long. I'm exhausted, but yeah. Get ready for Grandmaster because it will in fact be fast.
Hi.
Hello.
How's everyone liking the run?
We are live. Oops. Hello. I don't know when we're supposed to start, but
We're talking. We're on. The mic is hot. All right. I think I have your volume adjusted properly. I'm just about ready to get into it.
yeah, me too. I don't know if we want to introduce ourselves. I guess you've already commentated, but hi everyone. I'm Data.
What'd you do? What's your story?
I'm a TASer here. I guess I've worked on the Grandmaster lobby and some parts of Expert. Also speedrun, but haven't done that in a while. So.
You also did most of the Grandmaster Heartside too. I think you first drafted a lot of it. So. All right.
Yes.
Well.
Oh, gosh.
Let's get in there. Oh, I thought you were doing it. All right. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Alright, so lobby routing for GM. This is probably the most linear lobby to route because there's really only 2 entrances into the heart side. There's one in top left and top right, so it's just, there's only like 2 levels you could really do before those points, and then there's really just not a lot of options. There's basically like 2 main route structures, and the one that starts with the left side is the fastest. Yeah, flip side, plus side. Pretty meat and potatoes map. A fan favorite for sure, though. We're going to be doing a lot of weird skips with the background. Not quite yet. One thing we will do here is we will wait for this gem to respawn. It takes about 3 seconds, I believe, to respawn, but it's well worth doing the room as intended.
Yeah, so if you haven't played this map before, this map is basically kind of like the Golden Ridge mechanic, where in the part room where you can flip around the foreground and the background tiles, and it makes for some very interesting interactions.
Yeah. And up until this point, we were doing it mostly as intended. There's some weird stuff there. Also, we did fall through a spike there. I don't know if that was explained in Expert Lobby, but if you are falling and you just go, a bit of your body passes through the bottom of the spike, it will no longer kill you for vertical spikes. And then Fractured Iridescence. This map, very fast, as could probably be expected.
And with that very fast comes a lot of spinner stunning. I'm sure you've seen a lot of it in Expert already, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big stunt here.
This is the lobby with the most...
Probably, yeah. As levels start to get more difficult, there's just more hazards about, so stunning generally becomes better and more rewarding. And then a cool skip, you're usually supposed to loop around this room twice in a circle, but with some camera shenanigans, you can just unload some of the spinners and do that.
Mm-hmm. Some shenanigans in the heart room too, where you don't actually use a little bit of time save there as well.
Yeah. Up until 2 or 3 months ago, I probably would have said this was the most, or the least optimized level in a TAS, but there's been some secret sauce on it lately. It's a pretty sweet task now. Main thing with it is people are really scared of holdables.
Yeah, I mean, Theo movement is hard, very hard in general. If you've been looking at main game improvements, there's been a bunch of improvements to Mirror Temple, and a lot of those has been the Theo sections, and yeah, I mean, this is basically just Theo.
Yeah, and that last room used to be a really one of the longest stuns in a task, but it's faster just to play the room. Not as intended because there's a lot of skips, but just faster just to play the room normally.
Other than that, we kind of try to skip collecting the coins when we can, but most of the rooms are gated by coin gates, so there's not really much we can do, except in the cases where we can stun.
Yeah. Yeah, for example here, I think in the bottom right there's just a coin gate in a way, and you need Theo through the transition anyway. Or the cannonball. It's Theo.
I know in this room, we only have to get the first set of coins, and then we can kind of just wait here, and wait for the...
Yeah, and another crazy grounded ultra cancel through the transition. It makes the stun way shorter, because you don't need nearly, like, the faster you're going, the less time the spinners are loaded, so it saves like 2 or 3 seconds there. Alright, candidate for craziest level on a TAS. No matter how much explanation I gave, I could not do this level justice. This is kind of the level where Lucid cut their teeth as a TASer. I feel like for like a period of like 3 or 4 months, I felt like I would wake up like once a week and there would be like minus 300 frames on this level.
Yeah, it's insane. Shoutouts to Lucid again for this entire level. Is just, I think, saved like 2 minutes or something from the original draft or something ridiculous.
Yeah. This task is also like one of the strongest arguments I can think of in favor of spinner stunning, since like if it did not exist, so much of this level would just be really uninteresting auto-scrollers.
But yeah, so one thing that we've been seeing with Celeste movement is that vertical movement, there's not much we can do about it, but horizontal movement is kind of where our tools really shine.
One of the most insane moments of the task coming up right here.
Yes.
That interaction is so insane.
You get the 2 blocks moving against each other, and so you can build up as much speed as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of multi-boosts, a lot of screens that we're skipping, horizontal ones. Vertical ones, we kind of just have to wait for the blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the theme of the level. This is like the craziest thing you see in your life, and then a vertical auto-scroller.
Right here, we're going to do a very specific type of stamina-preserving climb, which allows us to do that entire skip. It's actually necessary and not just task showing off. But
yeah. Cool climb hop there. And then I think coming up is... I think it's soon, but my favorite ultra chain in the task. Like, no question. It seems like a weird thing to, like, you know, oh, this is my favorite, you know, like, top 10 quarter boost of the run or whatever, but, like, once you see this ultra chain, you will understand. Alright, coming up right here.
Yeah. So that block falls upward, and you can use it to get lift boost to get over those set of spinners and just skip the entire room.
Yeah, insane.
That skip used to be possible, but it was like a decent bit slower because you had to do some weird button setups.
Yeah, this level rocks, so we're pretty much up to the end.
Yeah. We got one more rounding error, 7 frame delayed ultra to save 1 frame. And yeah.
Alright, and then coming up is, I said in my notes this was my favorite level on the task. It's on the fence for me, but this is very high up there for sure. This task is insane.
I don't think I worked too much on this, but there's some very cool movement here.
Yeah, so instead of doing this room as intended, we're going to refresh dashes off of the moon blocks and spinners. And then we're going to Bubstrap here to bring Theo down and skip having to loop around. You can crash the game very easily while doing this, by the way. So yeah, now we are into the good old throwable part of this level. It's a fair bit of it is done as intended, but there's a lot of little shortcuts, like this, for example. And then another grounded ultra using the transition saves a little bit of time.
The moon blocks have cycles, they move up and down, and because moon blocks usually have spinners on them, if you are able to jump on one while it's moving up like a normal downwind spike jump, you can get your dash back, which allows us to do a lot in these types of maps.
And then insane skip.
Let's build up some speed.
Yep. This got found basically in the middle of Archithon while we were planning for a showcase. And then some cool play around here. We have to wait for the elevator to get high enough for us to be able to continue, so let's just screw around a little bit. And then we actually use Theo clipping through the ceiling there to get us a bit higher on the jump. It saves a few frames. Very funny.
You think TAS is doing something crazy to skip the elevator, but no, it just looks fine.
Yeah. And yeah, that was a death warp there as well, just to bring the crystal up higher. It's way faster than carrying it with us. And then another crazy skip here. You demo through, do some pretty precise spike jump there to make that block fall. And you basically start from the top half of this room. Normally there's a bunch of platforming beforehand, but pretty big cut.
Something like a couple hundred frames.
Yeah, definitely. And then the inside train section is pretty much intended. It's, you know, obviously way more precise and has some crazy stuff that humans would never do, but...
Right. A lot of, mainly movement optimizations here.
Yeah.
And onto this last big room. Unfortunately, dream block movement is in general pretty restrictive, so not too much we can do here.
And one last moon boost for the fans.
And that's the level.
First crackdown of 4.
Alright, next we have another long level. Up here.
Yeah, this level up there for one of the longest non-heart sides. There's a lot of stunning in this as well. Some pretty neat skips though. Here, for example, we skip looping around and just go directly into this bubble. That's supposed to be like the 1/3 point of the screen. And then we do some pretty incomprehensible, like, crouch jumps through spinners and stuff just to reach that feather faster.
Yeah, even skipping a lot of the rooms, this is still one of the longer levels in the entire TAS, so...
Yeah, there's like a skip that saved like 30 to 40 seconds for real-time runners, and it's still, you know, one of the longest levels. I really do not like this stun. It is one of my least favorite stuns in a TAS. Whenever you do a stun, you really want to avoid like long animations where you're completely stationary, but there's just really no other option there. That's because every single pause costs 10 frames, so every single frame, or every 2 frames that you're like, you know, in that animation where you're not moving, it's plus 10 frames every single time.
And the feather animation is like 28 frames, so
yeah,
you can imagine. It's about
It's
150.
Yeah, almost like 3 seconds of just pausing, yeah. But it's still way faster. It's like, it looks like that and it's still like 10 seconds faster than the room.
Exactly.
A lot of the other stuns, though, are kind of dictated by camera positioning, because, you know, it's dependent on when the spinner is actually loaded, and camera plays a role in that. So stuff like that, you can see the spinner was, like, not even on camera, so it's a really short stun.
One thing that we can use is that feather hitboxes are smaller than normal hitboxes, and so we can actually get through a lot smaller gaps that aren't intended, but because we can be very precise, they're no problem for us.
just barely outrunning the falling block. Doesn't even appear on screen. Very funny.
Coming up here, is this the spot? Maybe it's a little later. But basically, there's a death warp that allows us to. Oh wait, I think it's the.
Yeah,
next room.
it's this screen right here. It's the last screen.
Okay. Yeah, there's a death warp that allows us to kind of skip most of the room because the coin resets our spawn point. So, yeah.
Next up is Summit. This is another really long one. It's 2 super long levels back to back.
Longest on June.
So, kind of similar to Troposphere earlier, pretty much every single vertical screen transition here has the battle line landing animation, so we want to bind the storage as much as possible. I think there was a bino storage there that you didn't even really see because the screen was still fading in. Yeah, another bino storage right there that you can just barely see.
The summit music hasn't even really started and we're already in 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there's one place that we can't get bino storage, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get there.
And this room, by the way, is very cycle locked. There's like, I think close to a second of waiting.
I think if we're like 15 frames faster, we can skip it, but I
Good
don't know.
luck.
It's really possible, right?
Just bino storage like every single room almost.
Yeah, saves a second.
Yep. Second is a very long time in Celeste. As whenever you task, you learn stuff like that. You can do the craziest looking thing you've ever seen, and it's like 30 frames.
Yeah, some minor skips here and there, but nothing really too special. We're almost there.
Almost there.
Okay. Yeah, so going into this actually downdraft, we actually can't get bino storage because it messes up the kind of interaction order. I think there's some complicated depth stuff that I never really understood. But basically, it means we aren't able to spike jump when we need to spike jump, and so
It's complicated. It's definitely outside of the scope of this. There's probably some way around it, maybe. I haven't looked into it though, but I heard it was an issue.
Yeah, me neither. But rest of it, we're still gonna grab our binos. I think this updraft flag, there's like one small skip, but other than that, it's mostly intended still.
Yeah, we're in GM now, so levels are quite a bit harder, so they're just inherently kind of more restrictive on what we can do. So a lot of levels do kind of just boil down to like cleaner lines that humans would never take. There's a pretty substantial skip for this section right here, though, going under right there.
Grabbing the bottom of that block as well, but yeah. And yeah, flag 1 looks a little bit different. You usually have 2 dashes here, but yeah, this movement here is actually kind of tricky, especially vertical movement with like kind of some horizontal stuff. But, yeah. So,
As any RTA runner will tell you, flag 1 is the best IL. Alright, another candidate for craziest level on the TAS.
right, yeah. I think this was the last level to get drafted.
Yeah, there's a good reason for that. You'll see why. You'll very quickly understand.
Feels like it'd be fun to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that it's unfun to work on, it's just, it's a lot. Another kind of unfortunate stun here, we're going to grab the jellyfish while it's inside a spinner. You just have to be in that grabbing animation while you're in the spinner, unfortunately. But this gap is way bigger than it looks. You absolutely need that jellyfish to get across, no matter what you do. and it's way faster than playing the screen. Also, you can just bounce off that spike with a feather.
Yeah, any map with Kevin, well, TAS will try to dissect it. Right here we can just go under the Kevin because we have slight vertical speed moving up, and so the spikes don't kill.
Yeah, it's like the analog stick is held at an angle where we're moving like just barely upwards.
Like 0.001 degrees.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
This is actually a little bit cycle locked, which is unfortunate. We kind of have to hit all of these. We're also waiting for the Kevin, but we can skip that first.
This isn't cycle locked, however. Goodbye.
And right here, we can just go in the middle passage. Bye. Bye, Madeline. Here, we can
figured it
also
out.
skip these buttons. Yeah.
Yeah, let's skip those buttons, go up here, and then a really, really cool movement at the end here.
Yeah. All that
Very
to get a
cool.
climb hop cancel.
Yeah. Climb hop cancels are so cool. Alright, Ivory. This level's interesting.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, back boosts and jellyfish are really important part of this level, like for sure. But we can also not. We grab one jellyfish.
You can
and
just
then-
watch.
And then oh, we retain speed. All right, we're going. Okay. Okay. I heard us go through a dream
Okay.
block, and we're done.
Slow.
Parasol, by the way. Yeah, that's the highest speed in the TAS easily, I'm pretty sure.
So that kind of takes care of their left side of the lobby. We're gonna go to the right now. And once we're done with that, then of course we have the hard side.
And that death warp is
You're
to
retracked
reset that cycle. That's actually faster, like... It's just, like, faster real time to do that. Even for, like, an IL or something. Like, it saves IL time, but it's literally... Like, you have to wait, like, 4 seconds for that cycle or something, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Right here, there's a multi-boost into a spinner stun that actually saves a little bit of time because you don't have to wait for the cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, the problem, most of this task is waiting for the cycle, unfortunately, or spinner stunning.
Yeah, stunning is kind of the... It was either stun or wait for the cycle, and I pick stunning
Right.
any day of the week, so... Yeah, and you can see this is... There's just not a lot you can do, it's just kind of play the room. Sub 1, though. Oh god, this level is so broken. You would think it's broken because of Super Dash, but that's only a small part of it.
There's a lot of silly death warps.
Yeah. So being higher up in this transition when you go through it lets you idiot warp up here. And then you can go, and you're back on the main path now after being on the berry path. And then going through that dream block teleports you to another screen and you can idiot warp there again. And so it's just 2 of them back to back, and then the super dashing starts to shine.
Right.
And this movement is insane right here.
You give a task super dash, you know what happens. For those of you that watch Advanced Heartside from Spring Column.
Yep. And then this level's one of the most straightforward levels on the TAS, unfortunately. There's a little bit of spicy stuff, but I really feel like there's potential for something kind of big in this level, even if it's kind of, you know, just like a stun that people would be upset about, but... we keep a jump here for a while, it's just to speed up that movement up top. That's like just the best place to use that dash. Or a jump, rather.
Yeah. It's the same with the hard side flag. There's just so many places that you think, oh, this could definitely work, and then it doesn't.
Yeah. And I also tried grabbing these coins. Unfortunately, it's like a second and a half slower than it's stun.
But we do skip a decent part of this last room.
Lens flare. And we head off to the right. Good old Pummer.
Everyone's favorite.
So this map is kind of done as intended. It's a lot of corner cuts on an otherwise intended route. Shockingly, like, it is pretty intended, but there's a lot of stuff you can do that is definitely outside of the scope of what was expected. Like, for example, skipping that bumper down there. There'll be a lot of small stuff like that going on. A big thing is these green springs. If you're going too fast into them, like faster than what was anticipated, you will just simply die. You can also skip hitting that bumper to the right. Saves about a second.
One thing in this room, Pursuit, and another one, I think it's called Symbiosis, where there's bumpers that you have to follow to the end of the room. There's nothing you can really do about that. You kind of just have to wait for them. You can optimize movement at the end and stuff. That's about it.
The main thing, there's like two types of rooms in this level. One where it's like actual gameplay, and then the others are like, you know, this room we just saw where it's like following a bumper around. The main optimization for those rooms will be Bino storage as well. Bino storage is pretty free at the start of those screens, so go ahead and get it. Just cancel Grounded Ultra, even if it's only like, you know, 6 frames of time save. It was completely free.
Right, and so you skip some of those bumpers there as well. It's a pretty good time save. And there's a spinner stun down here to get an Ultra. Take advantage of that camera.
Yep. And like right there was completely free Bino storage. We're just waiting anyway, so.
Right.
Yeah, use that just to cancel Grounded Ultra, that's it. This level is one of those that makes me really glad that Celeste does a good job of like grounding your positioning and stuff whenever you go through screen transitions. Because I've tasked games where that isn't the case, and if every time you found an improvement on this level, you had to like redo some of these moving bumper screens and stuff, like no one would bother improving maps like this anymore.
Right. Also, I'm very glad the bumpers do not move.
Yeah.
Or like...
Not on a global cycle of moving or anything stupid.
Right.
There's so much about Celeste that, like, Katai's already said a little bit. Relatively speaking, Celeste is a pretty good game. Like, cut your teeth on learning how to pass. It's for again, I've tasked games where there's global cycles for stuff where there's like a game that I tasked a bunch is like a similar structure to this, where it's like a bunch of individual levels, but those individual levels all have global cycles for enemy movement and stuff, and it's just, oh god, it's hard.
This TAS is very cool.
Yeah, Shadow Song's very sick.
We also do not play most of it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go left here just to get some speed, because otherwise this section would be dashless.
A lot of the cycles in this level are very unforgiving. You need to be on basically the exact 3 or 4 frames that that the cycle is to be able to make it. And you'll see here, first there's a block boosted wall bounce, spinner stun into this room where we can retry.
Yeah.
And here we can kind of build up speed to basically skip the entirety of the next room.
Yep.
And that cycle is quite precise. I tried saving time there and didn't find anything.
Yeah. And then a kind of an unfortunate stun. This takes you into the berry room, actually, which takes you right to the end of the level once you're done. So we skip like 2 rooms there. Very funny, but kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, not much you can do about it.
That's there's a lot of things that people don't want patched. I don't think anyone would be too upset if that stun got patched.
Right.
Speaking of Nolumbo, stun to skip basically a side screen there. Probably the biggest cut in terms of like a shortcut in this level, but other than that, it's just going to be very, very fast. I think we're going to do a couple of times is we're going to do like a down diagonal dash for like exactly 1 frame instead of a horizontal dash, and that gives us a free delayed ultra.
Another important thing is that this map is grabless, which means you can't corner boost as often as in some other maps, but you can actually corner boost out of your dash. So here there's a sideways jump through there that's kind of hard to see, but we do a upright dash reverse corner boost for 2 more block boosts, which saves like 2 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's just I think it's a bug with the grabless variant, so I think it's just been embraced as a feature sort of deal.
Yeah.
This level's also pretty
That's
crazy. This level it'll come up in a little bit, but probably the most recent improvement that was like over 10 seconds was on this level, and it was like a bit less than a month ago, I think closer to like 3 weeks ago.
So we skip the entirety of this first room with a big moon boost, and then the second room we're going to take this jelly to the right, and just drop it instead of having to go around.
Yeah. You also cannot stun into that coin with the way the spinners are set up. I wonder if that's intentional. I'd be kind of surprised if it was, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's not intentional? Okay. Yeah, a lot of the GM, like to make a GM map, you have to be pretty knowledgeable with Celeste mechanics, so it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, by the way, this is a huge improvement that was found recently. Skips that entire room. That room has an interesting history where when it started out, there was a huge skip for it, and then that skip got patched. It was an incidental patch, it just kind of happened out by accident that it broke the TAS. So then another skip got found that was slightly slower than the old method. And then Lucid recently found something that saved like 15 seconds off of the newer method, so GG.
Right. So the time loss from the original skip being patched was basically
negligible.
The section right here, we're kind of just going to go fast. Right at the end here, there's going to be a death warp, where basically we can skip some platforming because it takes us to the very end.
So yeah, that platforming at the end is low gravity too, so no thank you. If you can believe it, we're like 2 levels away. We got this level, 1 more, and then the hard side.
One last dashless.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a skip in the first part of that room there where we climb up the left side.
Yeah, there's normally a transition to the left that just skips a room.
Right.
Alright, so a dev skip here, this is completely intentional, because, you know, why else would this be a block that you can just go through? But that's a spike fault there as well. I mentioned it in flip side, but it's the same thing happening there.
Everyone's favorite dashless water movement.
Yeah, this screen is supposed to be, like, hell locked behind these ice balls moving, but nope, just go along the ceiling and do some other weird stuff.
I think there's some trouble resyncing this one with the coin.
Yeah. And then we get these 2 jumps while into Feather just to give us way more speed into the ending. Those extra jumps save like close to a second. Like no exaggeration, it's so much time.
Dashless movement is quite slow.
Yeah.
Any speed you can get is very useful.
Yeah. So here in the key door coming up, we will be in a cutscene. It's faster to do that than to pause and skip the cutscene. It's no time loss to go through that cutscene. And then some pretty cool low stamina climb there.
I think Jax just drafted this map.
Yeah, Jackson Roboman, I think. Could be wrong though. There used to be a huge mess skip for this map. It got patched out. Probably for the best.
Yeah, actually this level isn't as cycle-locked as you might think. You can build some speed there to kind of skip the first half of this, or I guess first third of this room. There's still a decent amount of cycles you need to be worried about, but...
Also, those moving dust bunnies there, you cannot demo through. The gap just isn't big enough.
I think those death warps save like a couple frames after each of those.
Yeah. It's pretty rare that, in custom maps especially, it's pretty rare that death warping after a button hit doesn't save time.
Right.
It's a pretty wild coincidence that's not the case in main game, because I think every other button I can think of off the top of my head has a Death Warp. Not in vanilla, though.
I'm gonna do a cutscene ultra there to skip kind of the first bit, and yeah, we can build a decent amount of speed, though we still have to kind of play. And yeah, here's the cassette room. We don't really care about those cycles. Silly fall at the end there.
And then we're going to move into the heart side. This is the last level of the TAS. Already.
Yeah. All of the levels together. And yeah, I worked on this map a fair amount, did a decent amount of drafting, a lot of improvement along with Lucid. And there's a lot of cool stuff here. I will say this is probably my favorite level. My favorite. That's not biased, of course.
This level is very cool, to be fair. I will be an unbiased opinion. Anyway.
First part here, we skip the bird. We can get a lot of speed into this next flag, which we're able to demo through that spinner. And we're going to build a lot of speed using the fact that this Kevin moves 1 pixel on corner correction, where you normally cannot corner boost on the backside of the Kevin. And so we're also going to try to get Bino storage at the end of every one of these checkpoints. Here it's actually slower to do so, but we're going to, I think we do that on most of the other checkpoints to cancel the battle war. We're into Superluminary here. We can preserve some speed from going into the flag. Most of it is still intended, however.
Then coming up using the jelly, we'll skip, or I think there's another jelly. Yeah, we throw the jelly right here to use it, and we skip a bit of the end of the room. Then we're into World Abyss. This is a auto score lock screen, so it's free Bino storage right there.
Actually, that Bino storage was a lot harder than it looks because you kind of have to reroute the entire room. Movement is very unintended now. Towards the end here, we're going to multi-boost off the back side of the stream block, and that kind of allows us to get to the orb a lot earlier. We're also going to jump off the top of it. Alright, back to the Cave of the Crimson Sky. A lot of stuff here doesn't work, but here you can actually just dash and fall directly into that bubble, and then demo hyper there to kind of skip the bottom part. This flag is cycle locked.
Yeah.
Completely, unfortunately.
Yeah, these guys at the end ruin it.
Yeah, I think I tried to climb the wall at some point, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's both stamina's an issue and these guys.
Right.
And then we can actually keep 1 dash in this room. We could use it wherever we want. And the best place to use it turns out to be out of this feather right here, just to get into battling. That's what we need to, in fact, because otherwise, I believe it won't correct Madeline, because there's like a moving block that pushes her, I think. It's something really stupid like that.
Yeah, the moving block pushes you back in the middle, and then you get Everest soft locked, basically.
Yeah, if you don't dash and activate that block, it's Everest soft lock. Very funny.
And if that weren't an issue, you could actually dash somewhere else.
Yeah.
It would save like a second or so, but nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Here, drifting deep, basically just optimized movement, although towards the end of the flag here, we can actually skip this feather, and the coin, which actually prevents these spikes on the ground from activating.
And then we get eaten.
Chomp. Here there's some cool movement to get to that coin, and to grab the cannonball after we back boosted. Discovered kind of recently.
Yeah. And then simplified graphics here. This flag, there's a... I guess it's a bug where I think it's the first frame cutscene skip will completely bronk out gameplay. until the flag ends.
Exactly, yeah. So we use simplified graphics so that we can actually see, but if you don't have it on, the entire screen is just black.
Yeah. So already probably the hardest flag in the level, but done optimally, you can't see. Cool.
Alright, yeah. Here. So in the Lumbo, we have a line into it, and that's basically the entire flag. And we grab Bino storage there. And that is a surprise tool which will help us later.
Yep. Yeah, when I first saw that movement, I thought it looked kind of weird and slow, and then I realized it was getting Bino storage. I didn't even realize at first.
Yeah. There's a small door skip here as well. And yeah, kind of like Summit, just mainly movement optimizations and some small skips. Alright, so here is the coolest part of the task, in my opinion. We go into Ivory, we're going to grab this Bino here, and we're going to preserve speed from this initial Ultra Train and take about 5,000 speed to the right here. And this allows us to save the jelly into the last checkpoint lava layer. And this jelly is going to be very useful for us. We're going to basically take it over the level, and this allows us to skip the entire cycle of grabbing the coins. There's a place above there that you can stand, and actually we can continue taking the jelly into Flag 2. That gives us a big moon boost to skip the first part of the train, and we can actually do these moon block spike jumps and get directly into the last third. And pretend that this jelly is our golden crystal or Theo or whatever. And
yeah, I mean, it passed a validation check, so, you know.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Skip the elevator, and yeah.
And then I would have a little bit to say, but it's kind of hard to commentate this because the music is so damn loud. So I'll kind of let it play out from here. This section is very cool, though.
Yeah. So, no way to skip this, like, 12-second wait.
Yeah. And then one last stun for the road coming up here.
One last one. We need this dash for the end. We can't dash in this zone anyway, so.
Yeah. I remember trying to improve that and not knowing that.
Yeah.
I got to the end and I was like, oh.
Uh-oh. This grand finale sequence, we're gonna try to optimize it as well, so see these spiked corner boosts. Skip this cutscene here, and
That's time. GG.
Strawberry. GG.
I don't have final time. Let me pull it up. It is 57:23. Got the sub second by a frame. Very funny.
One frame, yeah.
Yeah, this set still has a long way to go, so if you liked what you saw and want to help out, there's still plenty of work to do. I'm sure activity will go down a little bit after the showcase. I personally am definitely taking a break, because this has been, like, the last year for me, on and off, has been this. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do, so I would encourage people getting into it for sure.
There's gonna be those, at least those 2 or 3 people that are gonna take it, go through every single level and take frames.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I'll.
Yeah, 3 hours. 3 hours is a lot of stuff to look at. So. All right, and I'll do it since this is the end. I'll do the last few shoutouts. When we pull up my notes. So I'll give a shout out first of all to the lobby people. They aren't as visible as a lot of authors in the TAS, but they did a ton of work behind the scenes getting lobby ruts for everything. There's like a program used to just like crunch down routes and stuff and tell you like potential viable connections. There's a lot of work that people did for this task that literally like isn't in the task technically because it was like a connection that didn't end up being needed for the fastest route, but the work was still needed to be done. So definitely shout outs to them. It's again 5 lobbies. That's a ton of crunching to do. Then I'll give a shout out to everyone involved with making SJ. Obviously, when I play through SJ, I definitely got the feeling that it was very possible that SJ just never released, and like it was kind of lucky that it ended up happening in the end. There's a lot of delays and all that, and I'm just glad it got seen through to the end because it's really phenomenal. Great job, everyone. Shout out to Tizer for the bot for sure. Very helpful for improvements. Demo for task tools as always. And I'll give a shout out as well to Luzid and Lunaris, 2 of the newer testers from SJ. They are getting good very, very fast, and I just would encourage them to stick around. And Archie as well, shout outs. And I think that's it for my shout outs.
Jump in a
Long live
bit
Archie.
on what you mentioned about lobby improvements. I was the primary contributor for that, but it definitely would not have been as optimized or completed as quickly without the help of people like Lanvilla, Celerity, Doobie Steinkek, Marlin, Ella, Regovin, Markers, and many more. Yeah, what Ember said, there were so many lobby connections between levels that just straight up did not get used. But I thank every one of them for helping draft those and optimize them and make sure that we had the fastest route. It's so much fun to work on that, and I'm glad I had a big team helping me.
Yeah, Jax, you said you spent like 300 hours or something, right?
Something
on
like
lobby
that. It was
alone.
about all I did in my free time between like February and May last year.
Yeah, and to be fair too, like I spent about 3 or 4 weeks doing nothing but lobby movement, and it was not easy to find improvements. So, Kel did a great
That
job.
was the goal. And I've got one more thing to show you here. This is a graph of improvements since the TAS was originally synced. So you can see in the last couple weeks we had quite the burst, but overall this has been coming down pretty steadily over the last year. And yeah, huge shout outs to everyone who helped make that happen. And thanks.
You can kind of see the lull after we got to sub 3.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely slowed down for a little bit there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that like there's a bit of a lull and then like sub 3 another lull, and then like the last 3 or 4 months we've gone ham. So the big thing is with these projects is that like time save begets time save. As soon as you look at something, you'll like kind of inspire or like encourage other people to look at the same thing. So whenever the project dies, as soon as like as soon as one person stops looking at something, it can like snowball into like 3 or 4 people not bothering to look at anything else too. So any little contribution helps a lot.
I mean, I think that's why I like tasking so much, just because the community kind of works together, and if you get stuck on something, you can always ask someone else and see if they have any ideas, and it's just kind of like a big project that you get to work on.
And here's a link. We actually have specific lobby graphs. I don't have those in OBS, so I can't show them, but if you want to see them, there's the other graphs that you can look at. And then I think that'll just about do it for today. I do have a couple announcements for upcoming events. This is not an event that Celeste Community is running, but Better Than Average is a speedrunning competition that will be happening next weekend on twitch.tv/averageimposter. And then some upcoming bingo and speedrunning events that will be happening is a bingo study happening in early March. And then Tio will be running a new event format for us called Celeste Checkpoint Clash. I don't have a ton of details for you right now, but if you're interested, feel free to hop in to our Discord, and we will have more information about that soon. That'll be late March, early April, around that time frame. And then in early May 3rd through 5th to be specific, we will have our 5th Archithon charity event, where the Celeste community comes together to raise money for charity.
Yeah, and we're hoping to have submissions open for Archithon tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. We've been pretty busy with other stuff, sorry, but we'll have them open very soon.
Yeah, I think that'll about do it.
Do we want to quickly show the journal?
Sure, yeah, let me go to that. Good idea. Here we go. 60 deaths. What are you doing, TAS?
Yeah, washed.
Here you can see all the lobby
Clearly.
times.
Intermediate is the hardest lobby.
True. It's true.
We're down to 4 berries. I think there was a period of time we had 7. What happened? What happened?
And I guess also one final shout out, of course, to Demo Jameson for continuously upkeeping the Celeste task tools. You are a true hero. He implemented that second grab bind for whatever it was, like 3 frames of improvements. And
Yeah.
he's just always so fast on feature requests. It's great.
He did that within like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I just like I asked if I didn't even ask for the feature. I just said like, hey, is there a way to do this? Because this would save time. And then I got pinged like 2 hours later, and they're like, yeah, I added it. So like, they're the best basically. And even that aside, like Speedrun Tool and all their contributions to the game, they deserve nothing but the world.
That's not the right parrot. I'm so good.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There we go. Alrighty.
There it is. Alright, thanks for watching, y'all. Later.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
See ya.